Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are fantastic. Guys, in this video, we are going to discuss about one of the important APM tool in the market, that is Appdynamics. Of course, we covered about other important APM tools in the market like Dynatrace related, Datadog related. Like that, in this video, I'll cover all the topics which is very important for our Appdynamics. And of course, Appdynamics is also a competitor in the APM world. First of all, what is the definition of Appdynamics? So, Appdynamics is an application performance monitoring tool that helps the companies to monitor, troubleshoot, and optimize their application in the real time. Like whatever we were doing in case of Dynatrace and Datadog, right? Like that, it is also one of the important tool in the market which helps for the application monitoring purpose. Okay, so with the help of this one, we can easily understand how fast our app is running, where the errors are happening, and which part of system is slow, like backend or database or API. So these kind of things we can easily understand with the help of Appdynamics. So altogether, in case of Appdynamics, these 3 points are very important. It basically works with the help of agents, and it also has the controller, and we can see everything in case of dashboards. Right? Suppose if you consider a Dynatrace, there we learn about Dynatrace one agent. With the help of that only, it's able to collect all the matrices, applications, everything, and send the data to the Dynatrace console. Like that, in case of Appdynamics, we have the agents for different monitoring, different agents. For example, machine agent we have for the server level monitoring purpose. We have the Java agent for Java application monitoring and .NET agent for the .NET application monitoring. Likewise, we have the database agent for the database monitoring. So we have the different agents for different monitoring purpose. So I'll cover all those concepts for now. So it's all about agents. So it's all about agents. And then comes the controller. So this is the brain of the Appdynamics. Everything will be taken care by the controller only. When the agent send the data, right, everything will be managed by the controller, and that data we can easily see in case of UI, or you can say a dashboard. So what are the different agents were there in case of Appdynamics? Here is the list that I am going to cover in this video. First one is we'll cover about machine agent. Then we'll talk about Java agent, how to instrument a Java application, right? Then we'll talk about .NET agent related, and finally database agent. Okay, so once we cover all the information with respect to the agents related, then we'll go for, yeah, real user monitoring. In short, we call RUM. Okay, I tried to cover about synthetic monitoring as well, but for that we need to have the license. Since we are practicing in the demo environment, we don't have the permission or a license to demonstrate about synthetic monitoring. So I'm just covering the real user monitoring. Okay, so once we are done with all these topics, then comes the important one, health rules. Okay, we have instrumented the application, we are able to see the data in the controller, right? So what is next? If there is any violation, if there is any anomaly detection, that should be notified, right? In that case, we need to talk about health rules. So very important. So I'll create one health rule and I'll completely explain how it works. After that, we'll cover about the dashboards. Dashboards are nothing but a single glass up screen where we can see complete application details. So if any person see that dashboard, he can easily understand what exactly happening with respect to that application. So I'll create one dashboard as well. And finally, we'll talk about important keywords in case of Appdynamics. For example, what is tier, what is node, okay? So these are the important terms which we are going to use frequently in case of learning the Appdynamics. So I'll completely explain what is the meaning of tier and node. And for your information, one more important point. Sometimes instead of saying the tiers, I use the word tier. So don't get confused. So both are same here. After that, I'll talk about real user monitoring important keywords like what is visual complete, what is first byte, and what is end user response time. So what important keywords are there, right? With respect to real user monitoring, I'm going to cover all of those here. Okay. If you learn these many things, you can easily handle the Appdynamics tool in case of real-time environment. Okay. So before starting the actual content, one more important point. If you feel my contents are useful, kindly subscribe. And of course, who are interested to learn the Appdynamics or Datadog or Dynatrace or System Center Operation Manager tool, or of course System Center Configuration Manager tool, kindly share my videos with them. Okay, so without wasting any further time, let's start now. At first, we'll start with how to do the server level monitoring in the Appdynamics. As I mentioned already, we have the different agents for different monitoring. For application, we have the different. For server, we have the different agents in case of Appdynamics. First, to install the Appdynamics machine agent, you should click on the servers. So this is how the interface you will get as soon as you connect it to the Appdynamics console. And at the left hand side, you are able to find an option called servers. So simply click on this option, or else you can click on getting started. From that also you are going to get the same result. So now I'll click on servers. So in this particular page, you are going to get complete list of servers which are under monitoring. Right now it is showing no servers because none of the servers we are monitoring at this moment. Okay. So once you get this particular interface, simply click on get started. Okay. And here you will need to select the platform, like whether you are going to monitor the Linux server, Windows, Solaris, different flavors were available. So now I am going with the Windows option. So I'll select that one and I am going to install the Appdynamics machine agent on the 64-bit. If you're installing on the 32-bit, simply select this one. Okay. After that, configure the controller information. This is very important. Okay. So we need to configure the controller. You are able to see, right? This is my controller information. Same thing you are able to see here as well. Right. And I have selected enable the server monitoring also. After that, simply scroll down and you need to download the agent. Click here to download. So it started downloading the Appdynamics machine agent for us. Once the agent installation is completed, then simply we need to run this particular command. Okay, you can download it successfully. Let me go to that particular folder. Okay, it is in the downloads folder. Let me copy this one or cut it and then go to this PC. I'll store in one particular place. So I'll give name for this folder, that is machine agent. Okay, machine agent. This is the name I have given. After that, I'll paste here. Okay, so this is in the zip format. You need to unzip. Simply right click and then click on extract here. So whatever the files are required for the machine agent to run, you are able to get complete information over here. Now the unzip part is completely successful. After that, you need to run the file. So what is the file name that we are going to run? That is very important, right? Yes, this is the one. This is the one we are going to run. Install service.vbs. So if you run this one, yes, the agent installation will complete successfully. So to run that, I need to go into that particular folder. So open the command prompt as admin. Okay, and let me see what are all the data available. Yes, we are interested in the machine agent part. So I'll go to cd and then machine agent. Let me click on dir. What all are available? Yes, we're able to see everything here. But our main interested part is, yes, this is the one, install service VBS, right? So what I will do, I'll type inst and then click on tab. It will take automatically and then simply click on enter. You can see, right? Do you want to open this file? Yes. Okay, you can see, right? Installing the Appdynamics machine agent into the service manager. Configure to auto start, right? So just wait for a few seconds. It is going to install the machine agent for us. Adding the VM parameters to the machine agent, starting the service, and service name is Appdynamics machine agent. Meanwhile, if you go to the services.msc, you are able to see that particular information. Right now, it is not showing anything, right? Let me refresh. If the agent installation is completed, you are able to see the service name. You can see that Appdynamics machine agent is there and it is running. And it is set as automatic. That's what we have given the condition, right? Auto. So it means our agent installation is completed successfully. Let me go to the file explorer and then I will go to the bin and then I'll go to the output log. It will show the information whether agent installation is done or not, or still it is taking time. So it will give the complete information. You can see, right now it is using the Java version, this particular one, and then it is using the machine agent v26.10.5128. But still we are not seeing the log as machine agent installed successfully. So we need to wait for few minutes or a second so that it will give that particular information. Okay, now you can see the log, right? Started the Appdynamics machine agent successfully. It means everything is good now. Okay, let me minimize this and I'll go back to machine agent folder again. And if you want to know more about machine agent, how it is configured, all those things, then you have a readme.txt file. If you open that, it will give the complete information about machine agent installation. And then whatever is given here, based on that only our machine agent is also configured. You will get that information inside the con folder. Let me open the con folder and then controller info.xml. Okay, so if I open this one, there it will completely mention port details, controller information, key, everything. It is going to give the data for us. You can see, right, this is our controller information and this is the port. SSL enabled is true. This is what given, right, at the time of configuring the agent, like that. So you are going to get the complete information. Since we have selected the automatic method, it has selected everything for us. But you are doing this particular installation by using the manual method, then you need to give all this information manually. Okay, hope you understood the difference between the automatic and the manual installation. Once done with all this information, let me go back to the browser again and then I'll go to the Appdynamics controller. Then I'll click on continue. Okay, once you click on the continue, here it is going to display the information like on which particular machine we installed our machine agent, what is the status of that one, and what are the metrics it is going to collect. Right now this is showing the health as critical, so if everything is good, then it will show the status as green. Okay, so let me restart this particular service one time and let's see whether all the metrics information we are getting or not. Since we have installed the agent at this moment, it will take a few minutes, so we need to wait for few minutes to get this information like disk related, CPU related, and then memory related, disk, right, and network related, everything it will display here. And of course we have enabled the server visibility. You can see it, server visibility enabled is yes. So because of that we are able to see all this information. Now we are able to see all the metrics here. As I said, after waiting for 4 to 5 minutes, all the data is visible here. Disk related, CPU, memory, right, network, each and everything you are able to see here. But still it is showing as the status as the critical. Why? Because it is having the high CPU usage. It means my particular laptop where I have installed the machine agent, it is using high CPU. Because of that, the status of this particular machine is critical. Okay, I'll talk more about alerts in the later part of this video. For now, just understand the status of this particular machine is critical. So if everything is good, then it is green. Okay, so after that, if you want to analyze more about this particular server, select it and then click on view details. Okay, it is going to give the complete information. Yes, now you can see, right, health is changed. Earlier it was in the critical, now it is in the green. It means the CPU usage is reduced. Of course, as I said, I'll talk more about that alerts part, but now just understand this particular concept here. And this is my machine name, means my laptop name where I've installed the agent. So Appdynamics has detected this is the Windows one. Like that, if you install the agent for Linux, then it will detect as Linux, right? Then here you have the detailed information about load average. Okay, you can see that load average 1 minute, load average 15 minutes, and load average 5 minutes. Likewise, you have the availability information as well. So in the last X amount of time, for example, in last 5 minutes, my particular server is available for 80%. Okay, so that is what the importance of availability. Likewise, if I scroll little down, you will get the CPU related information. How many cores I have? It is 4 core. Okay, so what is the CPU usage at this moment and still information, and what is the system usage? You are going to get each and every information. Of course, it is going to give the same information in the graphical manner as well, means in graph as well. Similarly for memory, like whatever we are getting for CPU, likewise you will get the same information for the memory also. So total memory is 3.9 GB, like nearly 4 GB it is, and out of that we have already used 88% and swap usage is 18.8%. So you are going to get the different colors as well to segregate the information. And then I'll scroll little down and here you will get the information about network errors per minute, and then network related data you will get here like incoming and outgoing information on the timely manner. Instead of last 5 minutes, if I select last 15 minutes, you will get the graphs according to that. Okay, you can see, right, network incoming and outgoing data you are able to see here. So let me make it as last 5 minutes so that I can explain the things easily. You can see right how the network incoming and outgoing connection for this particular host. And inside the properties you will get the complete information like logical core information, virtual CPU, and Appdynamics agent information, host name, and OS related information, right? Everything is available. After that, inside the volumes we will get the complete information about volumes like name of that one, then what is the total, out of that what is free in terms of MB, right? What is used, you're going to get complete information. For example, here it is showing G, F and C. Let me go to my file explorer and then click on this PC. Okay, you can see right, I have C drive, F drive and G drive, and you are able to see the same information as well here. Okay, C drive, F drive and G drive, and what is the usage of that one. Next section is about top processor which is consuming high CPU and top processes which is consuming high memory, right? And scroll down and here you will see the tags information. OS is Windows, architecture that is 64-bit, and what is the Appdynamics agent version we are using. This is how you will get the complete information about your machine. Likewise, if you want to know more about the processes, then click on the process section. Okay, right now we are in the dashboards. Now I will go to the process section where it will give the complete information. What all the processes are running and what is the usage of each process here. You can see right, class ID, current process and command line, everything it will give here, start time, end time, so right, everything is available here. Then I'll go to the volumes, so you'll get the detailed information about the volumes. Like in the dashboard you are able to see right, C drive, F drive, G drive. Here also you will get the same information in the detailed manner. For C drive, what is the status, for F drive what is the status, and finally what is the status for the G drive. You can see right, for C drive already 92% is used, for F 15 and for G 1%. And if you scroll little down here you are able to see the IO utilization, queue wait time, IO operations per second, right? Everything is available with respect to C drives. Same thing goes to the F and G drive. Then I'll go to the next section, that is networks, and here you are able to see the network related information like throughput kind of thing, what is received, what is sent, and of course you will get the information in the graph as well. And then you will see the error related information as well, right? Errors per minute. And if you have any containers, that information is also available, but right now I'm not installing the agent at the container level, right? I don't find anything over here, but hope you got a complete understanding about how the server level information we can see in the Appdynamics. You just install the machine agent and it will start doing everything for you. Okay, how to install the machine agent? Just download that particular installable file and put it in one particular path, and from the command prompt go to that particular folder and run the installer service.vbs. That's it. The remaining steps or remaining things whatever is required, that will be taken care by the Appdynamics automatically for you. And of course, as I said, this conf folder is very important. Inside the conf folder and controller info.xml, you will get the complete information. What is the controller, what is the port, right? What is the key it is using? All the details are available for you automatically since I am using the automatic method. And now the next step. Suppose if you want to delete this particular machine agent on my laptop or a server, how to do that? Right now you can see right, Appdynamics machine agent is running and you don't want to monitor this particular server in your Appdynamics. What to do for that? Again, the steps are very simple. Go to the folder where your machine agent is there. For example, right now all the files are available in this particular location, that is G machine agent. Inside the G machine agent you will find one particular file called uninstall service.vbs. You just need to run that one, that's it. It will do the uninstallation part for you. So let me go to the command prompt. I'm already in the machine agent folder. Now I'll click on uninstall service.vbs and then I'll click on enter. Do you want to open this particular file? Click on open. Yes, it is attempting to stop the machine agent service for you. Okay, so you can see right now it is clearly telling service is stopped and uninstalling the Appdynamics machine agent service from the service manager, and uninstallation is also done. Okay, so now if I go back to the service.msc, you will not able to see this particular service, Appdynamics machine agent. Let me refresh this one. Yes, you can see it. Appdynamics machine agent is gone. It means now this particular server or a machine is not under monitoring. Then if you want to delete it from the console, go to the again Appdynamics console, select that one and then click on the delete. Before deleting, you can see right now the health status is green. It means everything is good on this particular machine. So now what I will do, I have selected already. I'll click on delete. This is the particular machine I am going to delete my Appdynamics agent. It's already selected and then click on delete. You can see right now no servers under monitoring in the Appdynamics. Hope you got the complete understanding about how to do the server level monitoring in the Appdynamics. Now the next section. Second topic is monitoring of the Java application in the Appdynamics. To monitor the Java application, we need to have few things at first. What are those? First one is we should have the Java in our laptop or a server wherever we want to monitor. And another one is we need to install the Apache Tomcat. So these are the two prerequisites we should have to demonstrate the Java application monitoring in Appdynamics. First one is how to download the OpenJDK. So that's very first step. I will open a new tab and I will provide you one link. So just enter this particular link in your laptop as well. So once it is open, you can directly get a download option. From that, you can easily download the OpenJDK. You can see right. If we scroll little down, here is the option for you. Download the file. Okay. Once you click on the download, you will get a file something like this. I will go to the downloads. I already downloaded that and I will show you that. Okay. You can see right. OpenJDK. So this is a simple .msi file you need to download in your laptop at first. Once downloaded, installation is very simple and straightforward. Simply right click and then go for install. It will ask for the license and agreement, select it and click on install. Within a 2 to 3 steps, it will get installed automatically. Okay, so there is nothing hard in that. So because of that, I am not showing that part in this particular video. It is just a simple right click and install. Once the .msi file installation is completed, you need to check the Java version, whether it is downloaded or not. So that we can verify by using the command. For that, what I will do, I will open the command prompt as admin and you can type the command called java space dash dash version and then click on enter. If the OpenJDK is properly installed, you will get this particular information. As you can see on my screen, so OpenJDK is installed successfully in my laptop. So our first thing is completed. What is that? Installation of OpenJDK in the laptop. How we are done? We went into this particular website and we simply downloaded that. Then what is the next step? We need to download the Apache Tomcat as well. So what is the link for downloading the Apache Tomcat? Let me open the new tab again and then enter this particular URL, hit and enter. Okay, it is very simple again. https tomcat.apache.org. Simply enter this particular URL and then click on enter. You will get this particular interface. And for this demonstration purpose, I am using Apache Tomcat 9. So you'll get the complete information here inside the download sections. You can see right Apache Tomcat 9, 10, 11, so many things are there. So we are very much interested in the Apache Tomcat 9 part. So I'll simply click on that so that it will open the page which is relevant to the Apache Tomcat. You can see no Apache Tomcat 9 software download. Okay, once this particular page is open, scroll little down and you will get the installable file. You can see right different binaries are available here. Since I'm installing the Apache Tomcat 9 on my laptop, that's nothing but this is a Windows one. So I need to download which is belongs to Windows, and of course I'm using the 64-bit. So I have to use the 64-bit Windows zip file. So you need to simply click on this option so that it will download a zip file. So I'm just simply clicking on this one. You can see right it is downloaded successfully. Let me open that particular file. You can see right this is the file I'm talking about. You can put it in this particular place or else you can copy to some other place. Both are fine because we need to extract the content out of this zip file. So let me do a copy. I will go to this PC, then F drive, and then I have the folder called Appdynamics and I will paste that information here. Okay, it's pasted here properly. Then I'll extract the files out of that. Okay, you can see right now Apache Tomcat file is ready. Now instead of Apache Tomcat 9, I'll simply rename this particular file. So instead of this one, I'll give it as Tomcat and then I'll copy the same thing to the C drive. Let me copy this PC and paste inside the C drive. Okay. So now we have pasted the information successfully. We are in the C drive and we have pasted the Tomcat folder here. So inside the Tomcat, you need to see few of the files whether those are present or not. What are those? It should contain the bin file, conf, lib, logs, temp, and web apps. These files should be there. Then only you can say your Apache Tomcat is downloaded successfully. So what we have done so far, we went into this particular website and then clicked on the 64-bit Windows, and then we have unzipped that file, and just for our simplicity, we bring that file to the C drive. Okay, instead of other drives, we have placed everything in the C drive. And of course, we have renamed as Tomcat. It was Apache Tomcat 9. So for simplicity, we renamed as Tomcat. Inside the Tomcat, we just cross verified whether these particular folders are present or not. Yes, these folders are present. So our Apache Tomcat 9 installation is completed successfully. What is the next step? We need to start the Apache Tomcat. How to start that? We should copy this path, go to the command prompt, and then cd, hit enter. So now we are in the Tomcat folder. So if you want to see the data, simply click on dir. You will get the complete information. Then go for cd bin, then click on enter, again dir. Yes, inside this only our exact file is present. What is that? Startup.bat. Let me see where it is. Startup.bat. Yeah, here it is, startup.bat. So we need to run this particular file. Let me copy, paste, click on enter. Okay, now our Apache Tomcat is ready. Just to cross check whether it is working or not, you can go back to your browser, open a new tab, and enter the URL here. What is the URL? Our localhost URL. Click on enter, and you should able to see this particular page. Yes, it means our Apache Tomcat is working as expected. You can see that Apache Tomcat 9 only we have downloaded, and we are able to see everything over here. So then what is the next step? So in this demonstration, so whatever the Java application monitoring we are doing here, Apache Tomcat we are creating as a service. If you go to the service.msc, you should able to see Apache Tomcat service over there. How to create the service inside the service.msc? What I am trying to say is, if you go to services.msc, here you should able to see Apache Tomcat service. How to do that? So again, you can go back to your command prompt. So let me see what are the files available here. So inside this, there should be something called service bat. Let me see, is there anything something like that? Yes, you can see, right? We have a particular file called service bat. So now what I need to do, I need to type service dot bat, then click on enter. So it is saying usage. Yeah, I have missed to provide the parameter here. I need to give, right, whether to remove or to install. This is for installing. So I'll type install, then I'll click on enter. As soon as I click on enter, you are able to see Apache Tomcat 9.0 Tomcat 9 services started showing here, and status is also running. Okay, this is our interface in case of Appdynamics. So right now we are in the unified monitoring section. Then I will go to the applications. Simply click on that. It will display the application whatever is available at this moment. Okay, so we already have one of the application, but no worries. We are very much interested in the new application what I am creating now. So if you want to delete that, simply select it and delete application, not a problem. Or if you want to leave as it is, not an issue. To create a new application, simply select this option and choose here. Create an application using the Getting Started wizard. Yes, I wanted to create an application by using the Getting Started wizard. Of course, you can do the same thing via the manual method as well. But in this video, I am focusing on the Getting Started wizard. That's fine. Let me click on OK. So here you will get the complete list of agents that are available in case of Appdynamics. For Java, we need to use this one, for .NET this one, for PHP this one, for Node.js this one. So many things are available. As I said, we are interested in the Java part. So let me click on that so that it will go to the next page. So where we need to instrument the agent. First one is related to the prerequisites. So we already met all these prerequisites. Okay, so we are using the no latest controller, and we have the permissions to the no controller. Everything is available. We no need to worry. And second step is we need to select the JVM related information. In our case, we are using the JDK 8 plus. So install the JDK. Hope you remember, right? Let me go to the command prompt and type Java version. Click enter. You can see it. Open JDK 25.02. Right. So we are good with this particular information. JDK 8 plus is fine for us. Then comes the third part where we need to give the information about the controller. Since we are using the automatic method, that is getting started wizard, it will come automatically for you. Suppose if you are doing the manual method, then you need to enter this particular information here. Where you will get the control information, it's very simple and straightforward. You will get the information from here. This is our controller information. Same thing you are able to see here as well, right? Yes. And of course, we are using the 443 port here, and we are enabling the SSL as well. Right. So then comes the important part, that is step 4. What it is saying, we need to set our application and tier. So we need to define the application name and we need to provide the tier information. What is tier? Tier is nothing but logical grouping of the servers. So we'll talk more about tiers and nodes in this video. For now, just understand tier is nothing but collection of the servers which belongs to same thing. And then are you going to use the existing application or you are going to create a new one? Yes, I'm going to create a new one. So select this option and provide the name to this application. For example, I will give my web app. My web app. So you can give anything. For example, if you are monitoring the SBI application, you can give the application name as SBI, or if you are doing any other things, you can give according to that. Then comes the tier. We need to provide the tier name. Just give any one name here. For example, I will give it as tier 1 here. Then comes the node. You can select enter a node name. Node names within the tier must be unique, right? Node names may not be maximum 500 characters and do not use the ampersand. So we need to provide the node name here. For example, in my case, I will provide my laptop name. Let me go to the command prompt. I will type host name. This is my laptop name. I'll copy and I'll put that information here. So we are given this information now. Application name done, tier name done, and node name done. What is next? You need to simply click on continue so that it will give the download agent installer for you. So what it means? It will give the installable file for you. So simply click here to download. You can see right now it is downloading. If you wait for 1 or 2 minutes, this particular agent, so Java agent will download shortly for you. Okay, it is downloaded successfully. Let me open the files. Now we are able to see app server agent zip file. Let me copy this one and I'll go to this PC and then I'll go to F drive and I'll create a folder for this one. I will give the name as appd. Then I'll go inside that and I'll paste here. And inside this file only, I'll extract all the content. Okay, so we are very much interested in this particular file, Java agent jar. So to instrument or monitoring the Java application, we need to add this particular file to the startup script. Okay, how to add this particular file to the startup script of the Java application, that I will show you. But for now, understand. So whenever the Java application runs, along with that, this particular Java agent.jar file also runs, so that it will pull or it will get all the information and send that information to the Appdynamics. So that is how the concept it is. Okay. So before instrumenting the application, another thing is required for us to bring this monitoring. We need to add the environment variables. How to add the environment variables? So go to the search, type environment. You will get the option edit system environment variables. Let me click on that, and inside the advanced, go to the environment variables, and inside the system variables, click on new and provide the Java home here, and also provide the value corresponding to that. So where our Java is installed, that information we need to give here. Where our Java is installed, go to the file explorer, this PC, then go to C, then go to program files, and then go to Eclipse, and then go to JDK hotspot. Yes, Here our Java is installed. If I go to the .conf, if I go to the bin, you are able to see java.exe somewhere here. Where it is? Let me see that part. Yeah, here it is, java.exe. So we need to provide this particular path in the environment system variable. So how to provide? So make sure you need to provide the exact name what I am giving. You need to provide the same thing in your lab setup as well. You need to type java underscore home, okay, followed by value. Where our application is hosted here, right? So let me go to this particular path and I'll copy this and I'll paste here. Okay, then simply click on OK. So now you are able to see inside the system variable, you are able to see the Java home path. So we are good with the environment editing. So now we're at the final step. What is that? Edit the startup script for your application server and add the Java agent parameter. So we need to create our command in this way: Java agent, then the path, app agent and Java agent dot jar. So I'll go to my file explorer and let me see here inside appd I have the Java agent dot jar, but in the console they have given the path should be app agent java agent dot jar. So for that reason what I will do, whatever the content I have inside the appd, for that I will go to, I have already created another folder called app agent, and inside that I have added the same information. You can see, right, conf multi-release hotel and other information, java agent dot jar readme text, same thing you are able to see inside the appd as well. So there is no changes in that. So as per the instruction given by the Appdynamics, so to follow the same thing I am doing in this way. So now we have everything inside the app agent. I'll simply copy this one and I'll go to the Notepad plus. After that, our agent name, that is java agent dot jar. Let me copy this, go here, Notepad plus, paste. And before that you need to copy this one and give it here. Okay, so with this our particular command is ready, but where we need to enter this command? For that you should go into the command prompt again, type dir. Let's see tomcat 9wex is there or not. Yes, it is there. I'll copy, paste, hit enter so that it will open the tomcat 9 properties. Then go to the java option, and then inside the java 9 option you need to give that information. I'll go to notepad plus again and I'll copy the command java 9 option, enter. At starting only I'm giving, finally click on apply and OK. So let me go back to service.msc and restart the service. If everything works fine, then this particular service should be running. If there is any error, configuration missing, something like that, then service will not start. So it will throw an error here. So we may need to check the logs and we need to fix the issue. But for now, I'm hoping I will not get any error. The service will start running. Yes, it is started running. Let me refresh. So everything is good here. So from the Tomcat 9 service point of view, everything is good. Let me go back to appd, scroll down, still it is showing waiting for the connection. You can see it generate the load on your instrumented application. So what I will do, so this is my application, so I will try to open some default files whatever is available. For example, I can open example space. Okay, I can open this one multiple times. So instead of this one, what I will do, I will open PowerShell ISC, and from that I can hit multiple times. So I no need to enter one by one manually. Run as administrator, yes, and this is the command. So whatever the website you need to hit, right, you can enter that information here. For example, at this moment I want to hit this particular website. I'll copy and I'll put it here and then click on run, so that it will create that topic. That means it can hit this particular website whatever the times we have given. For example, here I have given 60 times, so it will hit the website 60 times. Okay, now you can see it, agent connected. and if you wait for a few more minutes, you started getting the data also. Like right now it is showing waiting for the data. If you wait for some time, it will show that information as well, like whatever the website we are hitting, right? Based on that, it will show the data. For example, I simply duplicate this tab. Okay, so I'll try to see the application one more time here. So meanwhile, like I have deleted whatever is available like in the application section, just to avoid the confusions. I'll go to main phase, then I'll go to unified monitoring, and finally I'll click on applications. So you can see that my web app is started appearing here. Earlier nothing was there, like HDFC rated was there, but I have removed that so that it will be clear for you guys. So right now only my web app, like whatever I configured, that one you are able to see, but still this information is not showing, like response time or calls per minute, error percentage, error per minutes, nothing is showing. So if you wait for some times, it will start showing that information as well. So meanwhile, I'll again hit this particular URL one more time so that I can get the data easily. So what I'm doing, I'm simply opening the Apache Tomcat web server, and so that information it is capturing. So these are the default information given by the Apache Tomcat itself, so that I'm taking use of the same thing. If you want to simply build a very small application, that is also possible. Okay, so this is my website, right? It is working as expected. Instead of examples, is there anything else to give here? Let me try for hello world. Okay, I can see that. So it means my website is working as expected. If you want to hit this particular URL multiple times, simply copy this one, go to your PowerShell, and instead of this value, right, whatever is available here, right, instead of this one, you can give the copied information and run the script so that it will hit this particular URL 60 times. Script is very simple, right? Here I'm just mentioning generating the topic. How many times it should hit 60 times? It is using the command called invoke web request to hit the URL. Okay, you can see right now I am hitting this particular URL. Localhost 8080 examples, serverlets, and then hello world example. That means this particular one I am hitting at this moment. Let me make it as last 5 minutes. Let's see, is there anything captured, or at least here still it is showing waiting, or it will take some time. Let's wait. Great, I started getting the data. So the response time is 401 milliseconds and total calls is 4, and calls per minute is also 4. If there are any errors, that will display here, and error percentage, error per minutes, all the information you are able to see here. So right now the instrumentation is completed successfully, so it will start showing the data properly over here. Let me refresh here. Yeah, you can see right now the total count is increased to 68 and response time changed to 25 milliseconds. Calls per minute is also changed to 23. So I have hit that website multiple times, right? Definitely it will change as soon as I refresh the console. Okay, so if you want, you can hit the website again multiple times so that information also get started capturing. As I just instrumented, it is taking some time here. If I go back to here, you can see right, it is completed successfully. Agent is connected and data is also received. So it means what? Our Java application monitoring is successfully completed. If I click on continue, you will go to the next page where it will give the information. You can see right, tire information and what type of monitoring we are doing, that is Java monitoring, right, and how many business transactions and what is the state of that one. For example, if I go to and click on the business transaction health, it will show the information like whatever the website I hit so far. For example, you can see right, examples serverlets website I have hit, right? So how many times? 17 times. So you remember right, I have entered that particular website here and I have ran this particular script. So that is what it is showing here. Like that, if you want to see the tire and node information, simply click on tire and node, it will get the data here. So I have the demo environment, I have only one server here, and you're able to see right, app agent status, it is still 15.25, so it should be always closer to the 100. It means our app agent is working as expected. That's what the indication. So machine agent, it is showing 0 because I have not installed a machine agent on this one, so definitely it should be 0. But just you need to focus on app agent status. It should be always closer to the 1. So that means it is working as expected. Okay. So let me see. Yeah, you can see right. It is keep on increasing. So if you wait for 10-15 minutes, definitely it will go to the closer to 100. Right. So you will get that information inside the tire sign nodes. Then service endpoints. Let me see what it is. Okay, so again it is showing the what exact URL we are hitting, that information it is showing, and again what is the response time, how many calls per minute, that information, and finally we'll get the tire information here. Okay, if there are any containers you will get that information here, and if this application belongs to, or if this particular application is using any of the database, that particular information you will get inside the database calls. And how the Java agent monitoring works in case of Appdynamics. So again you will get the information like this in the graph also. You can say right, load, response time, error. Right now there is no error, definitely it will be no data. And you can see the node health also, right? Node health is nothing but I have given my server name only, and it is completely normal. If you want to know that information, simply click on node health and expand this tires, and you are able to see the my laptop name. And of course you are able to see the increasing symbol for the app agent status. So that is a good sign for us. Okay, so this is how you need to do the things in case of Appdynamics. So of course you can get the different tabs here as well. Network dashboards for network related information, then events. So it will give the data about whatever the things we have done, like restarting the app agent, something like that. Whatever we do, right, that information we get inside the events. And transaction snapshot, it will give the information about the snapshot. And top business transaction means our URL whatever we hit, right, that information we get here by load, and by response time, and by errors, and finally by the contribution of app average response time. So like that you will get the different dashboards here to visualize the data very easily. Okay, hope you got the complete understanding about it. Now the next topic. Now we will learn about monitoring of .NET application in the Appdynamics. Okay, so I will take an example of one .NET app and will explain step by step how to create the app and how to add that information in the IS manager. So each step I'm going to show you. So just watch the video. Okay, so what my .NET app is going to do, it is going to display the time and hello ASP.NET and on which particular server our app is running. So these the information our app is going to give. Okay, it's very simple and straightforward. Why I'm taking simple one means so you can get the concept very easily. So as we already know, in case of Appdynamics we have the different agents for different monitoring. So I already covered about the server related agent that we call it as a machine agent. Now we are very much interested in the .NET application related agent, right? That information we will get inside the unified monitoring and then inside the applications. Let me click on that get started, and here you will get the complete list of agents that are available. For example, here you can say right, Java related, .NET related, PHP related, Node.js, Python, and of course you are able to do the user experience related monitoring like synthetic and real user, and mobile related monitoring is also possible in case of Appdynamics, and of course finally database related also we can do that. For now we are very much interested in the .NET part. Okay, okay, I just click on this .NET option, so it will go to the next section where we need to configure or we need to select the proper information here. So first step is about prerequisites. So we already met that prerequisite, so we no need to worry about that. Second one is related to the operating system. I am using the 64-bit Windows operating system, so I will go with the first option. Then we need to verify the controller information, like how we did in case of machine agent, right? Here also we need to do the same thing. This is my controller information. Okay, you can check here also, right? Both are same. It means our controller information is 100% correct. And then comes the important part, set application. So here you need to provide your application name. For example, in this particular case I will give it as demo app d. It is up to the business requirement, so whatever they want we can give that information. Since I'm just giving the demonstration, I have given as demo app d. Okay, and then I'll click on continue. Once you click on the continue, it will give the option for downloading the agent installer. Okay, earlier it was not there. As soon as you provide the name for this application, it has given the option to download. So let me click on this option, click here to download, so that it will start that particular MSI file, and then you need to execute that information. And final step is, that is what it is mentioning. We need to unpackage the installer, whatever we have downloaded, and then we need to run that particular batch file. I will show that how it works. Now you can see, right, it is downloading. So once the download is completed, I will copy that information to a folder and I'll unzip and I'll explain the steps. Okay, now it is downloaded successfully. Let me click on this open file. Yes, you can see, right, .NET related zip file is already downloaded successfully. Let me copy or cut this one and I'll put it in one particular path. I'll go to this PC, then G drive. Inside G drive, I'll create one folder for this one. Let me create a folder. I will give .NET monitoring. Okay, double click and I will paste the zip file here. So after placing the zip file, I will unzip here only. Let me right click and click on extract here. So we are successfully unzipped the .NET zip file. So after that, you need to click on the Appdynamics. Inside this particular folder Appdynamics, you will get one MSI file. You can see, right, .NET agent setup.msi file. This is a very important one. Based on this only, we are going to configure the .NET monitoring. So it means, so far we have successfully downloaded the .NET MSI file and we need to run this particular file. Okay, so once you click on the run, it will ask for the information. So now what I will do, I simply right click and then I'll click on install. Then accept the license agreement, click on next, and this is the path. You can select install the Appdynamics.NET agent to this particular path, then finally click on install. So very simple and straightforward. You can say, right, now it is started installing the .NET.msi application on our server. Okay, you can see, right, installation is completed successfully. If you want to launch here itself, just click on the select option. If you don't want, just unselect this and click on finish. Right now I am unchecking this particular one and simply clicking on finish. So you might get confused where we can see that information. No need to worry. In the search, if you type app D, then it will going to display that particular information. You can see that app dynamic agent configuration. Inside this only we are going to configure that. So I'll click on run as administrator. Okay, right, this is the very first page we get after clicking on that particular install option. After that, simply click on the next. Okay, this is related to the logs that agent is going to write. You can see it, Appdynamics.NET agent uses the log files on the disk to write status and error messages so that it is easy for us to troubleshoot the issues. Okay, these logs can be used to troubleshoot the .NET agent problems such as connection problems to the controller machine. So if there is any issue from the agent to the controller, means agent to the Appdynamics, then we can get that information in these particular log files. Okay, I will not touch anything here. So log directory, you can select C program data Appdynamics.NET agent logs. If you want to add any extra account here, you can provide that information and simply click on add. But I am not touching anything here. I am simply leaving all these accounts here, like local service, network service, system, and application full identity. So after that, click next and you can see, right, granted successfully. So permission is given properly for these accounts. Okay, this is very important place in case of controller configuration. Here you need to provide the server name followed by the port and then the account name and account access key. First, what is the server name, from where we can get that information? Let me go to the Appdynamics console. Yes, you can see, right, this is our server name. So I just copied the same thing and I have provided that particular information here. You can see, right, same information I have given here, and port number I am using 443 and I have enabled the SSL as well. After that, you need to provide the account name and followed by the account access key. So where you will get these two information for that? So you need to click on this drop down button and here you will find an option called license, right? Let me click on that license option and simply scroll down and you will get the complete details over here. You can see, right, account name is there, account access key, everything is there. You can see, right, this is our account access key. If you simply click on show, it will display the information. And in this particular screen, we want two information, that is account details name and then the account access key. So account name is already there, right? So we want only the account access key. So let me copy this particular one, right, and I'll provide that information here. I just pasted the account access key information here. And of course, if you are using any proxy, select the use proxy and provide the proxy address and port here. Once you provided each and everything here, simply click on test controller connection. So it is going to test whether this particular .NET agent is able to connect the Appdynamics controller or not. So I'll simply click on test controller connection. So it will display the information whether it is possible or not. Yes, you can see that controller connection succeeded. It means so far we are good with respect to this particular information. So after that, I'll simply click on next, and here you need to provide the information related to your application. If you are using existed one, then you can take use from this particular section. If you are creating the new one, you need to provide the name in this particular section. So for now, I will select new application and I'll provide the name to that. So I will give demo appd. Okay, our new application name is ready. After that, click on next, and here assign the IIS applications to the tires. So this is very important. Okay, so here there are two methods, one is automatic, another one is manual. For this demonstration, I am going with the manual option. You can see, right, you will be presented with the advanced option of defining their names and assigning them to your IIS sites. So if you don't select, it will taken care by the Appdynamics automatically, but I want to give the tire names from my end only. Okay, so because of that reason, I have selected second option. Right. After that, I'll simply click on next. So here it is clearly telling, please type the tire name and press add tire to the new tire. I'll click on OK and I'll provide the name to this particular one. So my tire name is, I'll give it as my name only, Rudragowda. Okay, so you can give whatever you want depending on the business need, that is possible. So I have provided the name as Rudragowda and I'll click on add tire. So our tire is ready. This particular information I need to connect it with the IIS. So right now default website, it is not showing any app name and tire name. So what I will do, I'll simply select this one and then click on assign the tire. So as soon as you click on assign tire, you are able to see the information over here, like Appdynamics, right, app name and then the tire name. Earlier it was empty, but as soon as you select on the assign tire, you are able to see the data over here. I'll click on next, and this is the total summary of the configurations. So application name, address, port, right, proxy related, our account name, account access key, everything is available here. Before going to the next step, as I said earlier, our application will show this particular information: hi, ASP.NET, and exact time at this moment, and finally the server name. So this is what our app is. So it can be anything, right? I'm simply building one very small app to demonstrate. So what exact code it should be, I will show you the code what I am using. Yes, you can see, right, this is the particular path where I am defining that information, hi, from the ASP.NET, and then I'm displaying the time, and finally I'm displaying the server name. So this is very simple and straightforward. If you want, I can put the same information in the description. You can take it from there, or else you can take the screenshot and give the same thing in your code, and you can practice how the .NET agent instrumentation works in the Appdynamics. Okay, so what I will do, I'll simply copy this particular code, and then I will go to C drive, then here, and I'll create a one particular folder. You can see that I already created one folder called simple app. So like that, you guys also need to create one particular folder called simple app, or else you can give the name whatever you want. Inside this one, I need to paste that particular code. So how to do that? Create a new file and paste that. So here it is not working. Now what I will do, I will open the notepad as an administrator, click on S, I'll put that particular information, file, save as, then go to the same path, C drive, here, then simple app, and save the information, make it as all files, and I'll give the name as default. Okay, and the extension, just remember, it should be always ASPX for the .NET related. So the what name I have given, default.aspx, and I'll finally click on save. Okay, you can see right now our file is ready inside the particular path whatever I was looking for. C drive, inetpub, and then simple app. Inside that our application is ready. So after that we need to have a web config phase also here. So inside web config phase, what information should be there? I will show you that now. So this is the web config page information. So I need to provide the proper name here. So first one you can see right, line number 4, what it is asking, Appdynamics agent application name. So we need to provide the application name here. So I have given the name as demo appd, if you remember, right? So I am going to give the demo appd name here. After that we need to provide the tire name. What is our tire name? What I have given? I have given the tire name as Rudragoda. You remember, right? I have given the name as Rudragoda. If you want, I can show you that information again. Yeah, you can see right. Tire name is Rudragoda and application name is demo appd. The same information I'm giving in the web config file there. Okay. So Rudragoda is ready. Demo appd application name is ready. And here we need to provide the exact name. So it should be like desktop name followed by the tire name and then node one. I'll copy this one and I'll put it here. Okay. So let me copy complete name. Right. So when you are practicing, make sure all these informations should be there. You can just remember this particular one. So it should have all this particular information, then only it will work. So what are the information it requires? It requires the application name, tire name, and the node name. Okay. Once you are ready with all this information, simply copy and open the notepad again. Okay. And open it in the administrator. Click on S and provide the information here and save this one. So I'll click on file and save. Again I will save this one in the simple app folder only, but the name I will give it as web.config. Okay, so these two folder should be, or these two files should be there inside the simple app, then only it will work. So please remember this particular point, like whatever I have followed, you need to follow the same steps, then only you can understand how the instrumentation is working in case of Appdynamics. So I have created the web.config file and I'll click on save. Now if I go back to that particular folder, you are able to see that information. This PC, C drive, go here, simple app, and yes, we are ready with our exact files whatever we are looking for. One is default.aspx and another one is web config, and I already shown the commands or code whatever I am using. It's very simple and straightforward. Okay, so once you are ready with this particular information, again you need to go back to that instrumentation page. Simply click on next, next, and finally finish. So now you can see it applying the configurations. Whatever we are done, that particular configuration it is applying at the agent level. So wait for 3 to 4 seconds. It will display the information over here. Yes, you can see it finished the applying configuration and your system is ready. So it means our instrumentation is completed successfully. Simply click on next and we are done with this configuration and close this one. So once you close that one, again go back to your Appdynamics controller. Okay, then click on Appdynamics and now you can see there are two applications it is showing. So what are those? One might be I created earlier and one should be the one which I created now. Yes, you can see right, this RDS I have created earlier, so it is displaying that information also, but no worries if you are confusing. I'll select that one and I'll delete that. Okay, yes, and delete. So I just deleted that. Now we are left with only demo appd. But you can notice here calls 0, calls per minute is 0, response 0, error is 0, errors percentage, everything is 0, 0, everything, right? So we are not getting any data over here. Why we are not getting any data over here? Even though we are instrumented our .NET isn't, right? We are not getting the data because our IIS manager should be configured here, then only it will work, right? So now what I will do, I'll open the IIS. So that is the one place, right, which opens our web apps, right? So I will select the Internet Information Service, then click on Run as Administrator. Okay, just you need to follow the same steps, then only you will get the correct result. Expand this one, then click on Sites. You might having only one, that is default website, but we want to create a new one. So simply click on Add Website and provide the name here. I will give Simple App, like whatever I have given here. I'll give the same thing here, simple app only I give, right? So the same thing I will give here as well. Then comes the physical path. What is the physical path here? Where our files are located? That information we need to give it here. Our files are located in this particular path, right? C drive, and then here, and then simple app. So we need to give exact this particular path over there. Okay, so I will give that information. Instead of the port 80, I will use 8080. So just remember, I have modified the site name and then the physical path and port. Apart from that, I haven't touched anything over here, and I'll simply click on OK. Right? So now you can see inside the sites we have two apps here. One is default website, right, and another one is simple app. And if you want to see how our applications looks like, select the app whatever I created, and here you will find an option called browse. Let me click on the browse option, and it will connect the browser and it will show the data. As I already told you, it will display the information like hi, ASP.NET and time, and followed by the server name. So this is very simple app I have created here. So it is going to display this particular information from the web server. Even if I close here again, right, I'll go back to my IIS and I'll click on browse again, and I'll minimize, and you are able to see the information. Like whatever the times you open, it is going to give the exact time when you open, right, at that particular time what exactly it is going to display information over here. So we are completely good with our .NET application. To check the data, I'll go back to my Appdynamics console again, right? Still it is showing 0. So now what I will do, I'll simply increase the load over here. So you can open this particular app multiple times. That is also possible if you want to do with the help of automation. So I'll just open a PowerShell and I'll run the, or I will hit this particular website multiple times. And the code for that one is, let me open PowerShell ISC. Okay, it is not necessarily we need to do via the PowerShell. Of course, as I said, you can open this particular app multiple times here. You can completely refresh more than 10-15 times. That is also fine. But just to create a more load, what I'm doing, I'll open PowerShell, right, and I will give one particular code here such that it will open the website multiple times continuously. What is the code for that? Yes, here it is. So you can see that I'm simply stopping the service and then starting the IIS service, and then I'm hitting the website. What is the website name? Yes, here it is. How many times? 60 times I'm hitting with the help of this particular script. If you want to hit 100 times, then type 100 here and then click on enter, so that it will hit the website, 100 times. That is how it works. So it is very simple and straightforward script here. As I said, it will stop IIS, then start it, and then using this particular for loop, it will hit the website for 60 times. So let me click on run, and you can see the result over here. So as soon as it started, same information you are going to capture in the Appdynamics console as well. Means I'm trying to say here. Okay, I'll go to my console. Instead of this view, I will take this one. Right now it is showing everything 0, 0, right? If we wait for 4 to 5 minutes, we're able to see the data over here. How is the response time? What is the total counts? And what is the total counts per minute? If there is any error. So all the information you are able to see in this particular screen, right? So let me go back to PowerShell IS. It is clearly showing how many requests are sending continuously. Now you are able to see the data, right? For the demo AppD applications, what is the response time in terms of millisecond, and what is the total calls and calls per minute. So why it is showing the count as 60? Because we have ran this PowerShell script, so it ran 60 times, right? It means it called the website 60 times. So because of that reason, you are able to see the total calls as 60, and it is giving the calls per minute value as 15. And if there are any errors, it will show the information here: error percentage, errors, and error per minutes as well. Here is the one option, that is view. It will show the information in a different way. For example, right now we are in this particular section, that is card view. We are getting the data here like that. If you go to the second one, you will get the information in this manner. If you have the hundreds of application, it will show the information here only one by one. Okay, and third one is also like that only. It will show the flow map for us. Demo AppD and tire information you will get here. Like total calls per minute, what is the tire count, node count, you are able to see the information over there. And if you want to know more about this application, simply click on that. It will go inside and it will show all information, like how we have done it for the Java agent, right? Like that you will get the complete information here as well. Hope you got the understanding about how to instrument the .NET application in case of Appdynamics. Now the next concept. Our next topic is database monitoring. Okay, for the demonstration purpose, I'm taking MySQL and I'll install, or I will show you how to install the MySQL on the laptop. Then with the help of agent, how we can get that information in the Appdynamics. So I will explain step by step. First one is, as I said, we need to install the MySQL first. For that reason, I just connect it to the Google and I'll type MySQL here. Okay, then click on enter. So this is our official web, https www.mysql.com. So let me click on that. Right. Then go for the download sections. So I'll simply click on download, scroll it till down and go for community edition. You can see right, MySQL community edition is there. I will just click that. And these are the list of community downloads which are available. And our interested part is Windows. So for that you need to click on this option, MySQL installer for Windows. I will click that and it will give the information about this MySQL versions, like it is 8.0.45, right? And here we need to select the second option. So here it is showing 32-bit, but no worries, the same thing we are going to use for the 64-bit as well. It will work. Okay, so we no need to worry about that. Simply select download here. Next, it is asking for the login, but I don't have any account at this moment, so I need to sign up. So select this option, click on sign up. Okay, and enter the details to create the Oracle account. As this is the first time we are doing, you need to follow all these steps, but once account is created, going forward you no need to do anything again. So simply if you click on download, it will start downloading the particular application or the .msi file for you, right? So I will enter the details here. For example, I will take some email IDs and I'll enter some password here. Okay, then I'll repeat the same thing. Country India, and name I can give it as MySQL. Title you can give anything, just I'll mention it as admin. Phone number, so let me put some number here. Company name I will give it as test. Okay. Then we need to provide a address here. I'll give again test only. City I'll give Bangalore. State again you can select Karnataka. You need to put some postal code here, so let me add something here. And finally click on create account. Now it is mentioning check your email ID and verify that. So I will open my Gmail account and I'll verify that. Okay, so from my mobile I just verified that. So if you go back to the website again, now if you click on download, it will start downloading that. It will not ask for the login and all because I already created email, right? Maybe it will ask for first time login, right? So what I will do, I'll open a new tab and I'll open again MySQL, right? Download, click on this website, then go for downloads again scroll down. We are interested in the community edition and Windows. Again click on download. This time I'll go ahead and click on login because our account is created successfully, right? And you got to know how to create the account also. So let me enter my email ID information here and then click on next and provide the password. And again sign in. But still it is asking select a method to use multi-factor authentication. So let me go and take use of the email. So now it will give one code for me, right? I need to enter that code here. So just to verify whether I am the person connecting to this website or someone else is using. So they need to verify, right? So let me enter the code here. Okay. After that, verify the email address. Okay. Then click on continue. Okay. Now it is logged in with our account. So that's what you are seeing. Logout option here. Okay. Again, I'll go to downloads. Okay, maybe it looks like the steps are repeating, but no worries. So whenever you're doing right, it should be very clear for you guys. So instead of login directly to the account, I have explained you step by step how to create the account and all those things. Click on MySQL, right? Again, click on download. Okay, so here you need to choose some information like industry, job functions, number of employees, all those things. So industry, I will select like education, job and function, something like consultant, number of employees 2 to 4, or whatever you want you can give. Okay, and then enter the information. Finally, click on submit form. Okay, good. You are able to see the download option now. Earlier they were giving directly, but now they have included multiple steps here, but not in a problem. We are successfully downloading our MSI file, that is MySQL MSI file. Once this particular file is downloaded successfully, then we'll go for the actual installation like Workbench and all. Okay, let's wait for few minutes. Okay, or I will stop the screen recording now, and once this is completed successfully, I'll start the recording again. It is downloaded successfully. Let me go to the downloads and I'll show you. Yeah, you can see the same thing here. It is downloaded. Now I'll go to the downloads folder, right? So where I can get, yeah, here it is. And I'm talking about this particular file, MySQL installer community.msi. So now what I will do, I'll simply right click and then go for install. Okay. Okay. Setup started, and first step is choose a setup type. I will go with the fourth option, that is custom. Then click on next, and here you need to select products here. First expand MySQL server, again MySQL server. Okay. Then select the 64-bit and then click on this arrow mark so that it will come to the products to be displayed section. Now expand application and then go for MySQL Workbench. So what is Workbench means? It is just like an UI tool to work with a MySQL. So you can just consider like it is an SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio, that we can take use in case of MS SQL, right? This is also same. We need to install the Workbench here. So I just selected Workbench information and I drag to this section. Do the same thing with respect to cell as well. Expand MySQL cell, again MySQL cell 8.0, select, drag to the install section, and finally go for next. So we are about to install these three things. Okay, Workbench, MySQL server, and finally cell. Once you selected everything, go for the next. Okay, it is giving the installation. The following products will be installed. Okay, I'm very much okay with that information. Then go for execute. Okay, now you can see, right, it started installing. First one, that is MySQL server, is installing. Like that, it will install the Workbench as well as MySQL cell also, and you are able to see the progress, how much percentage it is installing. Okay, so let's wait for a few seconds to get complete all these three steps. Okay, all three are downloaded and you can see the information, that one in the installation, and we came to the next step. So in the product configuration phase, we are okay to configure this one. So simply click on next, and finally type and networking. Okay, I will not change anything over here. I will use the port 3306 only, right? And then I'll click on next. And then in the authentication method, we need to provide the password over there. You can see, right, I will go with the first option, that is use strong password encryption for the authentication purpose. Click on next and provide the password here. I'll put my password. Okay, even you guys need to follow the same thing when you are practicing it in your lab. Simply click next. Okay, next one is Windows service and service name is MySQL 80, and I'm using the standard system account here. Go for next. Then server file permission, I'll go with the first option, that is yes, grant full access to the user running the Windows service and the administrator group only. Other users and group will not have the access. I'm okay with this information. Click on next, apply the configuration, and finally click on execute. So it is selecting everything, you can see, right, with a check mark, writing configuration file, updating Windows firewall rules, adjusting the Windows service. It will take some time to finish all this information. So let's wait. So as usual, I'll just stop the screen recorder now. Once it is done, I'll start the screen recording again. Okay, it is completed successfully. I'll click on finish. Then again next, and again finish. So now we started MySQL cell as well as workbench also, right? So by this we have successfully completed our MySQL server installation. You can see, right, welcome to MySQL workbench. That is also installed successfully. Okay, now I'll open the command prompt and I'll execute one command to check the MySQL version. Command prompt open my, let me type again, MySQL dash dash version. MySQL is not recognized as the internal command. Why? Okay, we need to do one more thing here. We should open the environment variable path and add this one. Edit environment variables. Go to advanced, then click on environment variables and then go to path. Scroll it down. You have the option called path. Then click on edit and new. Provide the path here. So which path? Go to this PC, C drive, and then go for program files and then search for MySQL. Yeah, here it is, MySQL, and then go for MySQL server and bin. So we need to provide this information in the environment variable path. New, add the information, click on OK and OK. Again, I'll go to my command prompt, or else I'll close this one and I'll reopen command open, and now I'll type MySQL dash dash version, click on enter. Okay, now you are able to see the installed SQL version information here. So what are the things we have done so far to install the MySQL? We went into the MySQL website and we created the account and then downloaded, and we have selected few options there like MySQL server, workbench and cell, and we have installed, and after that we have added the environment variable path. So once you are done with all these steps and we have opened the command prompt and executed MySQL version, then we are able to see the exact version over here. It means our installation is completed successfully. Now let us connect to MySQL, and the command for that is MySQL. Okay, MySQL space dash u. U stands for username and our username is root always by default. Then dash p means password and then click on enter. So now it is asking for the password, so you need to enter the password here whatever you are given at the time of installation. So let me enter my password. Okay, then click on enter. Yes, it is connected successfully. You can see it. Welcome to MySQL monitor. Now let me execute few commands to show like what are the databases running, some basic steps here. Okay, and even you can check the same thing over here as well. Earlier it was in this particular path, C user admin and MySQL. Now we are directly into the MySQL DB. So let me execute few commands to check the databases so that we can understand whether our databases are working properly or not. Now let me show you the databases whatever is present. Databases, put a semicolon, this is very important, and click on enter. Okay, right now by default there are 4 databases: information schema, MySQL, performance schema and sys. Of course you can see the same information from the workbench as well, but I'm just showing you how we can work with cell as well, or the command prompt as well. So for now what I will do, I'll simply create one more database here and I'll execute this command again so that it should show 5 databases instead of the 4. What is the command to create a new database? Okay, so let me type create database and name is Rudragowda DB semicolon at the end, click on enter. Okay, you can select query. Okay, one row affected. Let me see, show databases, again semicolon, enter. Yes, we have successfully created one databases here, and the count you can see, right, it is 5. Earlier it was 4, now it is 5. Okay, it means we have successfully created the database in case of MySQL. Our next part is installing the database agent and pull this information into our Appdynamics. Okay, now I'll go back to my Appdynamics console. Right, I connected to the Appdynamics console. I'll go to the databases and it should be empty. So simply click on get started. And very first step is you need to select the database type. Based on that, Appdynamics will give the agent for us. So there are multiple databases Dynamics are, I mean Appdynamics supports, like DB2, Microsoft Azure SQL, right? Normal Microsoft SQL Server, MongoDB, MySQL, Oracle, Postgres, right? It supports a lot of different database. So for now, for demonstration purpose, I am taking use of the MySQL. Because of that only, I have downloaded and installed the MySQL that you already know. Second step is verifying the prerequisites. Right now, I have completely met all the prerequisites. Like main important step is second one only here. Like machine running the database agent needs to be 1 GB of heap space plus 512 MB per collector. If there are multiple collector, based on that we need to calculate. So that's what the mathematical calculation they have given here. Okay, so I'll simply go to the step third, configure the controller. Since I am using the getting started wizard, this one taken care by Appdynamics itself. Port using is 443. Then go for the fourth one, that is downloading the agent. So I am installing on my laptop, so I'll go ahead and take use of the second one, that is download the agent for Windows. So preparing for the agent to download, please wait a moment and it will start downloading that agent in a second. So once the agent is downloaded successfully, that should be in the zip format. So you need to unzip that. And after that you need to run this particular command. Okay, they are clearly mentioned here. Unzip the database agent on a machine from which you can connect it to the controller and to the databases to be monitored, and start the database agent. So once the unzip is completed, you need to start the agent by using this particular command. So now it is downloaded successfully. Let me go to the download section and verify that this PC, or directly go into the downloads. Yes, you can see, right, our agent is downloaded successfully. I'll simply copy this one or cut. Then I will go to F drive and I'll create one folder here, and folder name I will give it as DB agent. Okay, DB agent, and save. Inside that it is empty. I'll paste that information here and I'll unzip it, extract here. Okay, extraction is done successfully. What is our next step? So go back to Appdynamics console. They have mentioned this particular command. I'll copy this and I'll open a notepad. Okay, and paste here. Fine. So we need to give the command now, like with respect to our environment, that is Java jar and DB agent home, where we have installed our agent. This is the path, right? Followed by DB agent jar. Let me copy this and put it here. So before executing this, let me check inside the DB agent folder, DB agent.jar is there or not. Okay, so right now I'm in F drive, then DB agent folder, and here you have the file called DB agent jar. So this is what we are talking about, right? sorry, yeah, this is what we are talking about, DB agent jar. So it means everything is good so far. So now what I will do, I'll open my command prompt as admin, click on S, and I will copy this information. Okay, before that I'll go to my F drive and I'll paste here. Okay, so you are able to see some execution is happening now using the Java version, using the agent version, that is database agent, right? Okay, I think it is failing here, so it's not able to start it, right? So no SSL protocol set, default database isn't resolved, right? Unnamed module, I think it's not starting properly here, cannot invoke. So I think it is mainly because of the Java version. Let me see what Java have version. Java, okay, spelling mistake. Java version, version, enter. Right, I'm in the latest Java. So this one will not support by the database agent, whatever I'm using now. I need to fine tune the command instead of directly using this one. So I need to modify few parameters. Let me go to notepad again. Okay, so in what way I can give means, let me type Java, okay, dot jar. Let me try this one, copy. I'll go to again administrator and I'll paste, then click on enter. Unable to access. Why? I think, let me see, dir, right? So I'll go to DB agent and I'll try now. Yeah, so now it is taking. I'm trying in a different folder, so I think it will be successful now. You can see the same thing, setting the agent, sending some registration request. So everything is happening this time. Yeah, I think we are good. You are able to see, right? Database agent successfully started the database agent successfully. So earlier we were getting the error. Why, you got to know, right? I'm using the latest Java in my laptop, but that Java is not supported by the our DB agent. Because of that, it was not showing successful. Okay, for now it is good. Let me go back to my console. Okay, and still it is showing for waiting for connection. So let's wait for a few more seconds. That's great. Now I'm able to see agent connected. So for you also, if it is taking some time, just do a small refresh here so that it will connect automatically for you. After that, next very important step, that is configure the database collector. So here you need to provide some information like name, host name, right, or listening port. Instead of giving all these things, you can directly go ahead and give the JDBC connection. You can use any one here. So I will go for the first step. So let me type the name, MySQL Rudra Gowda, and then give the host name as localhost. Then listening port is 3306. Username, I will give root. So you need to provide the username and password whatever you have given at the time of installing the MySQL. So the username is root. Let me put the password at, okay, let me retype. I'm good with all this data and simply I'll click on continue. Scroll down, connect the database to the Appdynamics controller. So generate the load on the database. So now what we need to do, we need to generate some load on the database so that our Appd can get that information. So what I will do, either you can generate the load by using the workbench or either by using the shell. So both are going to give the result. So let me execute some commands over here. Okay, again I'll type show databases semicolon, enter. All the databases are there. Okay, the Rudragowda DB, the one which I created. So I'll type use Rudragowda DB semicolon, enter. Error. Why? Okay, I typed wrongly. It should be use, not user. Okay, database is changed. So now I can create some table over there, like command is create table users one and columns like ID, it's of type integer, and then name. Okay, name, it's of type, I'll give varchar. So the length is, I can give 50. Okay, and then close it, put a semicolon and enter. Okay, I have some error here. You have an error in the SQL syntax. So what I have given there, where, okay, I need to give the varchar. Okay, so I made some spelling mistake over there. So what I will do, I need to give C as well. Let me copy this. Maybe my keyboard is not taking that one, capital C. Anyway, I copied that C from some article. I'll put here and I'll execute again, and let's see this time. I removed everything, paste, enter. Okay, now you can see, right, 0 rows affected, so everything is good now. So we have created something like table. Okay, we have given the column name as ID and name. Now it's time to insert the data over there. Once you create the table, so you need to insert the data, right? So okay, so I made some mistake over there. Let me put a semicolon, because you can see, right, I didn't put the semicolon. Due to that, it was not completed successfully this time. Yeah, one row is affected. Let me create another column, sorry, row. This time I'll give it as Mahesh, semicolon, enter. I'll put one more name, 3, and this time I'll give it as John. And if you want one more, put another name here, like I'll put Kavita, and I'll give the value integer now, 4, enter. So it means we have created some load over here. Let me go back to my Appd console. Yes, now you can see, right, connect the database to Appdynamics controller. Inside that, database is connected. So how it is connected? We have created some load over here, right? Based on that, it has connected here. So with this, the instrumentation part is done successfully. Simply click on continue, close this. So it will open the databases information for you. Okay. Yes, you can see, right, this is my name, whatever I have given, then whatever the execution I have done so far, you're able to see the information. Then time in the DB also it will give. Let me open this so you can get the more detailed information. Now it is good, right? Health is normal and database type is MySQL. Total time in the database it will show in some time, then total execution, right? Okay, time spent in the database and execution, it started giving the information. If you want to create some more load, again go to command prompt and put some more information here. Instead of 4, I will give 5, some enter. Again I will give something blah blah blah, and this time I'll give 6. Okay, and you are able to see the data here. Here you can see that total execution is changed. Now it is 440 and you are able to see the data here also. Instead of last 1 hour, let me make it as last 5 minutes so that it will be easy for you. Okay, scroll down. So total top 10 query wait state you will get here. So right now it is empty, but yeah, as soon as you work on the DB level, right, so from that time onwards you are able to see the data, average number of active connections. Then if you go to the activity, that is second tab, you will get the wait state report. Live view also you are able to see, right, what is the CPU usage, memory usage, right, and then the session list, you can see it loading the session list over here. Yeah, I am only connected, because of that you are able to see the details here. I have connected with the account called root, right? Then you are able to see the information here. See, root user connected, and you are able to see the data here, right? Like this you are able to start getting the data from the DB, like queries related, clients, session related, databases related, users, business transaction, object browser. So all the information you started getting over here. Okay, so you can see that uptime 1 hour 21 minutes. Version I'm using is 8.045. So each and every information it started getting. So you need to wait for some time. As soon as instrumentation done, you no need to get tensed like why I am not getting data, nothing like that. You need to wait for few minutes to load the data into Appdynamics. Okay, hope you got the understanding, right? How to instrument the database agent in case of Appdynamics to collect the data. You notice one more thing here, right? Hardware monitoring is not enabled. Because of that only you are not able to see the CPU or memory usage information in case of live view, I think. Yeah, hardware monitoring is not enabled. Okay, so but what to do to enable the hardware monitoring? Go back to this dashboard section, scroll down. Yeah, hardware monitoring is not enabled on MySQL Rudragoda. Click here to learn how to enable the hardware monitoring. Just simply click on this one, so it will guide you how to enable the hardware monitoring, so that in the live view you are able to see the information like CPU usage, memory usage, and query wait states, all those things. Right, I stopped my screen recording and again I started it back because few of the sections were not showing the data at that moment. So I was waited for 10 to 15 minutes, and now I'm able to see the data and I can explain it very easily. Now we are in the dashboard section and you are able to see the health state and the database type, and now total time, earlier it was 0 but now it is showing 3 milliseconds, and total execution also increased here 4.47K at this moment. And then you are able to see the beautiful graph here, so to understand what is the time spent in the database and execution. Okay, so time spent and load, it is highlighting in a different color, so to segregate data for no very easily. Then top 10 query wait state also you are able to see here. Average number of active connection at this moment it is showing 0, but yeah, if there are any users connected to that database you are able to see the count over there, right? So let me go to the next section, activity, right? Yeah, in case of activity also it is giving the data. So right now I'll go to the wait state. Let's see how many are there. Yeah, you're able to see the data, right? This is what the current situation when it comes to the wait state. It is executing and total time is 4 seconds on that. Then go for top activity. I'm just showing whether I'm getting the data or not on each of the I can say view. Then top activity report for MySQL, this is what it is showing, and then you are able to see the query ID and what exact query it is running, and next another query ID and corresponding query also it is giving, and total time it is taken to load that. Right, then I'll go for the time comparison. If you want to do that you can do, right? So just give the timing here and then click on run report, it will generate a report, and from that you can easily identify, I mean you can easily compare things and see the data. And then query wait state also it is started giving the data. This is the same information when you go to the query section. Let me click on that. You can see that same result you are able to see here. Then so along with the query ID and query as the external information you are able to see here, number of sessions and wait percentage. Then I'll go for the clients, so it should be localhost. Yeah, so we are installed this particular MySQL database on my laptop, right? And we are given the name as a localhost, and that's what you are able to see here. And of course, lapse time and wait percentage. Then I'll go for the sessions. Again, it should be a localhost. Yeah, you are able to see, right? Session that is client is localhost, and session ID you are able to see. And again, of course, the same thing, elapsed time on that. Let me go to the databases. There are 7 databases. Usually it should show, but yeah, still it is not loaded that information. It is showing NA, but in some time you are able to see the databases information as well. For example, if I go to the command prompt and if I execute this one, so this is user, not this one. Let me type show databases semicolon enter. Yeah, this is what I am talking. So there are currently 5 databases at this moment. Okay, so this is the one I created, Rudragoda DB. Apart from that also, we have other databases like information schema, MySQL, and performance schema. It's supposed to show that information here, but yeah, it's taking some time to get that information as well. But no worries, if you wait some more time, you should be able to see the databases information here. Then I'll go to the users. Let me see what it is. Yeah, definitely it should be a root. From that only are connected. Suppose if other users were connected to MySQL database using their user account, then it should show that information as well. Hope you remember, right? I have used the account name called root and then I enter the password, right? So that's what it is showing the username as root only here. Then similarly, I'll go to the business transaction. At this moment, it should be empty because we are not doing any business transaction with respect to this particular website. But in real time, you will get the data here as well. Then object browser, I think I have shown about this already, but let me click on that. Yeah, this is what the condition like it will show the version information and when it got started, and finally the total uptime of that one. Again, one more interesting point is related to the time selector. Right now I selected some timings here like start time and end time. Based on that, it is giving the data. So like that, you can do the customization like whatever you want, or if you want to go with a default option instead of the custom one, that is also possible. You can do that, right? So if you click on this custom option, it will show everything like last 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. So many things by default they were given. Now we'll start discuss about real user monitoring. In short, we can call it as RAM. Okay. Also, we can call it as a user experience monitoring. First of all, what is RAM? That is an important concept we need to understand. So here, instead of using the simulating topic, it's nothing but synthetic monitoring. Here we are going to monitor the actual user performance. So Appdynamics RAM captures what actual user experience in real time. So every phase, how much time it is taking to load, or is there any network calls, or is there any error? So each and every information it is going to capture. Let me explain that with a simple example. So in case of RAM, I am using a SBI net banking application. So I used to log in that SBI net banking application and then transfer the amount from my account to my friend account, right? And even I used to navigate from one page to another page inside that particular SBI net banking application, right? So whatever the net banking transaction you do or whatever the pages you go, so each and every navigation phase, if you are using the Appdynamics, it will capture that particular information. Suppose if I navigated to the home page and if it is taking more than 5 seconds, 10 seconds for me, that information will get captured automatically in the Appdynamics, and with the help of that we can easily troubleshoot. It is not only with respect to me. If suppose that application is accessible in case of other countries, for them how it is behaving, what is the load page time for them, or is there any error for them. So each and every information with respect to user it is going to track. So in simple I can say, in case of Java agent monitoring or Node.js monitoring, there we are going to monitor the actual server performance. Okay, so there we are going to monitor the server performance or the application performance, how it is behaving. But in case of real user monitoring or RAM, this is little different. Here what we do, it will going to tell you about what user actually felt, what user actually felt about your application. Okay, consider if I go to the Microsoft Edge and open the new tab, and here I typed the SBI and I will connect the SBI Bank of India. So here I will navigate the steps, right? Like I enter the username and password, then login, then I will go to the home page, then I will go to the credit card related information. Everything is available. So whatever the steps I navigate here, that information our Appdynamics is going to capture. Suppose if you enable the real user monitoring for this particular web URL. Okay, so now I will create a one small application for you and I'll demonstrate how this real user monitoring in works, Appdynamics. Hope you feel the contents are useful. Kindly subscribe to our channel and also share with your friends who are interested in learning the application performance monitoring, because I already covered Dynatrace related and Datadog related, and now I'm covering the Appdynamics, and in future I will cover about open telemetry as well. And of course I covered other videos like SCCM related, SCOM related. Who are interested in that, kindly share those videos with them. Okay, now coming back to the main topic. As I said, now I need to create a small application so that I can demonstrate very easily. For that, what I will do, first I need to install the Apache Tomcat. But one good thing is, while learning the Java agent instrumentation, I already explained about Apache Tomcat installation. So we already have the Apache Tomcat in our laptop. So only thing is we need to host our website. What to do for that? Go to C drive, okay, then go to Tomcat. This is where we installed our application, right? I mean Tomcat one. Then go for the web apps. Okay, you need to remember this particular path: C drive, Tomcat, web apps. Inside that, I'll create one more folder by the name web dash inf. Okay, and also I'll create one file here. Okay, what is the file name? It should be .jsp. What is JSP? I'll cover shortly, but you need to create one particular file here. For that reason, what I will do, I'll open a notepad. Okay, then right click and open as a administrator. So if you open normally, it will not allow for you to enter the data, so I just opened as administrator, and I will save this particular file as index.jsp, and I'll store that information again in the same folder. So what is our folder name? C drive, then go to Tomcat, and then go to web apps, and then go to rum demo, and here I need to save that particular file. What is the name of that one? Index.jsp. So you need to follow the same steps so that you can easily understand whatever I am doing here, so that you can easily replicate and practice the Appdynamics in your laptop. So I just created index.jsp. Now our file is ready. You can see that inside C Tomcat web apps index.jsp file is created. But what is the content here? So we need to give the content here, right? Then only it will work here. So I told you, right, I am creating one small web app here. So what is that web app is? Let me go to Visual Studio. This is the code I'm talking about. You can see it very easy and just 25 lines. I'm using simple Java and again HTML here. So what it will do, what this particular application will do, it will show as Appdynamics rum demo, and the body contains welcome to Appdynamics rum demo via Tomcat, and it will give you option to click on a button. So very simple and straightforward application this is. Of course, in case of real user monitoring, you will having the thousands of lines in your code and you need to instrument that. But in our case, we don't have any real-time examples, right? Or real-time application, or to demonstrate you guys very easily, I just created these 25 lines of code so that you can easily understand how to instrument the application in case of user experience or real user monitoring. So what I will do, I'll copy this particular code, okay, and I'll paste here. So finally click on save. So with this one we have completed our index.jsp file creation. Now next step is we need to create a XML file here. So the name is not web underscore, this should be web dash, or I can say hyphen. Okay, let me correct this one, and I'll go inside this particular folder and I'll create one more file here. Again the steps are simple. Go to your search, type notepad and open as administrator, right? Notepad, right click, open as administrator, click on S, and this time save the information as web.xml, web.xml, and choose save as type is all files, not the text one. Okay, and this file should be stored inside this particular folder, and I'll click on save. Now I can easily see inside the rum demo we have web inf folder, and inside that web.xml file is created. But what content we need to give here, like how we have given in case of index.jsp, right? Here also we need to provide a few information with respect to xml file. For that also I have created one particular code, again that is also very simple and straightforward. What that code is, let me open the Visual Studio again, or you can open the Notepad plus. I'll open a new file and I'll paste the code here. Yeah, this is the one. You can see that we are simply calling our index.jsp file here. So that is what the importance of XML files. So there is no difficulty in this particular code. Just 10 lines are more than sufficient to create a XML file for you. So let me copy the same thing. Okay, and I'll explain what are these XML file and what are these JSP file. Don't worry, I'm just now explaining how you can set up in your lab environment as well. Okay, I'll open this one and then web.xml. I'll paste here. Finally click on save. Okay, with this our application creation is also done. So what is our next step? We should go into the Microsoft Edge and access your application. So I'll go to the Edge and then I'll open a new tab and I'll type my website URL, that is http then localhost 8000. If you simply enter this much information, you will get the Apache Tomcat homepage. But we have hosted our website on this particular Apache Tomcat only, and we have given the name as what it is, rum demo, right? Let me give it as rum demo and then click on enter again. So it will open our website. You can say that this is what we have given in our code. Welcome to Appdynamics rum via Tomcat, and then click on me. If I go back to my code, right, rum demo and then index.jsp, I'll try to edit in the notepad plus. Yeah, this is what we are given, right? Welcome to Appdynamics rum demo via Tomcat, and the same information it is giving in case of our Microsoft Edge. So it means what? Our application is working as expected. What is our next task? So we need to instrument this particular website such that whenever you open the website, that information we should capture in our Appdynamics. That is what the importance of real user monitoring, right? So let me show you how to instrument. So this is our interface for the Appdynamics. Then go to the unified monitoring and then click on the applications, and again click on create new application, and I am going with the getting started wizard. So simply click on OK. And here comes the important part that we are talking about, this one, user experience monitoring, and inside that real user monitoring. Okay, so now I'll simply click on real user monitoring. So where is first step is verify the browser rum configuration. Yes, Java script agent is downloadable from the Appdynamics CDN, and EVM service are running and reachable from this browser. So it is showing the green check mark here. It means everything is good. Suppose if it is in the red or critical state, you need to work on that part. Since I am using the SaaS account, this event service running, everything will be taken care by the Appdynamics itself. Suppose if you are hosting your Appdynamics on the on-premises, then you need to take care of EVM services as well. For now, I don't have that issue, so I will go to the second step directly. So what is the second step? Set the browser application. So we need to provide a name for our application. So I will give the name as Rudra Gowda rum test. Okay, so this should be meaningful one in case of your real-time environment. So simply I'm giving my name here. Okay, so don't get confused why I'm giving my name. So just for easy understanding, but in case of real-time environment, you need to provide the exact application name. If you are monitoring the SBI one, then give the SBI. If it is HDFC, then give the HDFC, like that it is. Okay, then click on continue. So it will create a key for you. That is very important. So whenever you are dealing with the real user monitoring, it will create a key that plays a very important role. And also along with that, it will give the Java snippet for you, Java code for you, that you need to add into your web pages, HTML web pages, such that whenever the website you have opened from any of the location, either if you sit in the America and if you open that page, the information will start capturing in case of Appdynamics. Why? Because with the help of that Java code, Java snippet, whatever we are going to add in the web pages. You can see right now our API key is ready. Scroll little down and then click on send and verify the test page. Okay, it will take some time. First one will get succeed immediately, but second one it will take few seconds for the data received and page creation step. You can see right. What is this step? Third is a test beacon from this browser page has been sent to the EVM service. Your controller will download this data and create a page for your web browser application. So it is going to create a page for us. So then we can take use of that one, right? So yeah, that's what. First step will complete very easily, but for the second step, you need to wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Every time it is like that only. Okay, so for that reason, what I will do, I'll simply stop my screen recording. Okay, once this get completed, I'll start the recording again. It's completed successfully and completely green it is. You can see right, everything is green. We are good with this step. And then we go for instrumenting our own web pages. So click on continue. It will give the code for you. Then copy that code and add that one into your web pages. You can see right, generate HTML snippet. So you need to copy this particular code and add this one into your web pages. That is the important step now. Okay, so where exactly we need to add? So we should go into File Explorer, right? And then C drive, then Tomcat, and then web apps, rum demo, and index.jsp. open this one in the Notepad Plus or any other apps like Visual Studio or in the Notepad, and inside the head you need to add the code. So I already copied the code, so I'll simply click on enter here and paste the code over here. I think it is not copied. Let me go to my Microsoft Edge and I'll copy this code. It's copied successfully. Go to Notepad Plus and paste here. We have successfully added the code here. Very careful here, it should be always below the head only, right? So we are done with this step. You can simply click on file and save. Of course, it is in the Notepad Plus, it will save automatically for you. So with this, our instrumentation part is done. After this, whenever you connect the website and try to make the navigation, or if you open that website multiple times, right? That particular information should capture in our Appdynamics. That is what we should see here. Okay, so I'm talking about this particular website. Welcome to Appdynamics website. I'm opening multiple times. Let me copy again. I'll open a new one and I will enter the information here. Okay, so yes, website is running. Then let me give my page name, exact name, rum demo. Okay, so it is showing successfully, right? That is what the importance of real user monitoring. So I am the real user connecting to my website, and that information is capturing in Appdynamics. Like that, in case of real world, whoever connecting to the website and that were requested for monitoring the Appdynamics, it will get all the information: who is connected, at what time they connected, and what all are the pages they visited, and how much time they spent in each page. Is there anything which taken a longer time to load? So like that, it will give the complete information for you. So now what I will do, I will go to my Appdynamics controller. So let me go to the first page. So everything is ready here. So let me go to the main menu, and then finally I'll go to user experience. So it will list out all the real user monitoring here. So earlier also I have created few, that's what it is showing here, but just neglect those. We are mainly focusing on the one which I created now, that is Rudra Gowda rum test. So you are able to see the data over here, like total request, then request per minute, and then the response time, how much it is taking. You are able to see all the data one by one. So since I'm instrumented just now, so it is taking some time to load all the data here. Okay, that's what. If you load this page multiple times now, you are able to see the more data in case of your console. Let me open one more time and I'll type enter. So my website I'm looking for is rum demo, then click on enter, and finally here click me. So I'm done with the steps, right? Or if you want to deep dive into this user experience monitoring, select and then click on the details. So it will give the complete details for you, from where I'm connecting, which device I'm using, which browser I'm using, then top domains which are connecting. So every information you are able to see here. So right now I'm checking for the last 5 minutes and it is showing the data here, like end user response time distribution, and then the end user response time trend, how much it is taking. Like that, if I scroll down, you are able to see the location. You can see, right, end user response time. So most of the data is coming from India only, means I am only connecting only one guy, but I'm connecting multiple times, that is secondary, but I'm the only person. So if any person connecting from the US or Canada, it will highlight that information as well. Then top 5 countries by the request, definitely again it is India because I'm only connecting. So total count is so far 7 requests. And the browser what I'm using is Microsoft Edge. You can see, right now I'm using Microsoft Edge, because of that it is showing the Edge. Suppose in case I open the same website with the help of Chrome, then it will show the information Chrome as well. Hope you are getting my point, right? Then total page request, again it is from India, and then page request per minute information also you are able to see. And then what is the main domain we are connecting? So this is the one we are connecting multiple times. Again I'm connecting from my laptop, that is what it is showing Windows. So this is how it is going to give the detailed information for you to analyze the data. Again, if you go to the Geo dashboard, it will give the more information for us. So end user response time, DOM ready, and the first byte time. So all this information is available. I will talk about all this component, what is first byte and what is DOM, what is visually complete. I will explain everything.
but time being just understand what are the metrics we are getting with the help of real user monitoring. Then you are getting the page request here and user response time here. Okay, then go for the browser snapshot. It will hold the snapshot information which will be very helpful for troubleshooting purpose. For example, if I open the first one, then I'll go to the details, and of course you will get the waterfall analysis also here, so that it will be easy for you to understand where it is taking lot of time. For example, right now I'm connecting to this particular website. In that, it is going to distribute the time, how much it is taking to get the complete information, like end user response time 363 milliseconds, visually complete time is 339 seconds, DOM ready time is 358 millisecond first byte, server connection time, response available time, and HTML download time, DOM build time, everything is available. And of course you are able to see the data in the graph manner as well. But don't worry, what is the meaning of all these keywords? As I said, I will explain that one, but just understand this information now. Then go for network monitoring. If anything related to the network, it will show that information here, but right now I don't find anything related to the network over here. Then in case of sessions, what is sessions means? Total journey of an users. Like I will open one particular website, take an example of amazon.com. I will connect that one and I will log in and I'll search for laptop, and I will find one good laptop and I will add that information to cart, and then I will do the payment of that particular laptop, and then I'll come out of that one. So this we call it as a complete session. Okay, this is one session. Like that you are able to see the complete session information as well here. You can see, right, it is already mentioning here. So session details, from which one it is? Yes, I'm using the edge. Device, yes, it is computer. And then device OS is of course Windows, and country is India, and region is Karnataka. City, it is mentioning Bapuji Nagara. See how accurate information it is giving. And then ISP address and duration of that one, like how long I connected to that website, each and everything you are able to see here. That is what the importance of session. Okay, you got the understanding about the real user monitoring in case of Appdynamics. Now the next topic where I'll cover about important keywords like first byte information, visually complete, load time, and what is this .xml file what we are using, and what is that .jsp file. All those keywords I'm going to explain now. Next super important topic is alerting, right? In case of Appdynamics, so far we have learned about how to instrument the different agents like Java agent, .NET agent, right, or the machine agent. So many things we have learned, and after instrumenting, we are able to see the data in the Appdynamics console as well. But after that, what is the next step? We need to set up a alerting on those applications. It means whenever there is a violation or whenever there is a threshold match, right? Then the Appdynamics should trigger an alert, and that information should go into the respective team, right? So that they can work on that and fix it easily. So that is the importance of alerting concept. So if you set up the instrumentation and if you don't set up any alerting concept, then it will not give any value, right? So we need to set up that as well, and that one we are going to discuss now. Right now in my lab environment, I have one application by the name called My Web App, and this is the current response time and total number of calls and calls per minute information. So here I will take any one metric and I'll set up alerting for this one. For example, for this demonstration purpose, I will take the response time. So this one I will consider and I will set up the alerting. So when you are creating the alerting in case of Appdynamics, you need to consider two things here. One is health rule and another one is policy. Okay, while creating the alerting in case of Appdynamics, these two play very important. Health rule, what it means? This is the place where we are going to define the condition. For example, request count is too high or CPU utilization is greater than 90%. So like this, we are going to create a rule or create a condition in case of health rule. Once that particular condition is met, then comes the second step, that is called policy. With the help of policy, we are going to achieve something. For example, when a particular health rule triggered an alert, right, then that information should go to a particular team as an email, right? We are going to perform some action based on the triggered health rule. Okay, so that's what two things involved here. Just remember the health rule and policy. Then where you will create the alert in case of Appdynamics. So first one is you should go into the Appdynamics section, and from the top level itself you will find in a folder called alert and respond. From that you can configure, or else you can go to the applications and then go for your required application and then configure the alert.
both are going to give you the same result. But this one is with respect to specific application. Suppose if you created from the top level, then that will apply to the entire environment. Okay, there also you can do the filtering, but when you open the application and then you are trying to configure the alerting part, right, that time it is only for that particular application only. For example, right now I am in the my web app application monitoring section. Okay, then I will go to the alert and respond. Before that, you can view the complete information here, right? It is a Java based agent and total number of calls per minute and business transaction health and what is the current health of node. So all the informations were available here. Like that, if you scroll down, you can get the transaction scorecard as well, like slow, right, very slow, stall, errors, so that you can get the detailed information. We already talked about this one in case of Java application monitoring or the real user monitoring time. Okay, so I will simply go to the alert and dashboard section, and as I told you, there are two things mainly here. One is policies, another one is health rule. Let me go into the health rule sections and I'll show you next part. Yes, these are the health rules given by the Appdynamics by default. Whenever you configure any application monitoring in case of Appdynamics, right? So these things will come into the picture automatically. Nowhere you configure this one, it is by the help of Appdynamics itself. For example, you can say, right, CLR garbage collection time is too high, CPU utilization is too high, JVM garbage collection time is too high, right? So these all are from the Appdynamics itself. If you want to create anything new, then you need to click on this plus icon. So let me click on that and provide the name over here. Okay, so there are total four sections. One is overview, another one is affected entities, then critical criteria and warning criteria. If you notice the names properly, from that only you can easily understand the meaning. First one is overview. It is going to give the overview of this particular alerting, like name of that one, whether it is enabled or not, right, and when this rule should be enabled, is any particular time period, that time only it should be enabled or it should be enabled all the time. That information you will give in this particular condition. I will click on this drop down and I'll show you, but for timing just understand this much only. Then use the data from the last. So to trigger the alerts, what kind of data it should check, last 30 minutes or last 5 minutes, last 15 minutes, like that you will give the information here. So once that is done, then wait time after the violation. Suppose you are given the value as, for example, CPU utilization 90%. If the 90% is crossed before triggering the alert, what it should do or how many minutes it should wait. For example, here they have given by default 30 minutes. Use data from the last also 30 minutes. Wait time after the violation is also 30 minutes. That is the default value. Okay. Then when is this rule is enabled? Right now it is showing always. So if you want to make a modification, you can choose this one. For example, end of the business hour and particular time period, week lunch time period, weekday morning time period. So at that particular time only it will get activated. Apart from this also, if you want to set up any other timings, then click on the manage health rule schedules and provide the timings according to the need. For example, now I'll click on this one and these are the defaults given option. So if you want to create a new one, simply click on plus and provide the information over here. Okay, now I will leave as it is. Okay, so right now to demonstrate what I will do, I'll go to my Appdynamics console again, then application, and I wanted to show you the thing. 1 second, let it load. Okay, okay, let me make it as last 15 minutes so that it will show the data for you. Okay, so you can see right now to demonstrate this alerting part, I will take an example of this one, response time. I will set up alerting for the response time. For example, if the response time is less than 3 seconds, then we should get an alert like that. Usually, in case of a real-time environment, we will set in a other way. Like if the response time for a particular page is greater than 10 seconds, I want an alert. Something like that, right? If it is violated, it will trigger an alert. But just to create the alert immediately, what I am doing, I am giving the condition in a opposite way. For example, I have opened this website for multiple times, but still the response time is less than 2 seconds only. What I am talking is, you can see right, with the help of PowerShell script, I am hitting this particular website multiple times. Okay, just to see whether the response time is increasing by any chance, like 10 seconds, 10 milliseconds, or 30 milliseconds, like that. But it is always responding, less than 2 or 3 milliseconds only. For that reason, I'm taking this as an exam. For that reason, I'm taking in the opposite way, like less than 3 milliseconds.
So let me try one more time and I'll hit on this one. Let's see, by any chance it will increase the time here. Okay, right now it is showing 65 calls in last 15 minutes, but after completing this particular script, because we are hitting 60 time rise, it will be 120, sorry, 125 I think. Okay, so that's what I'll take this one as the condition here. Let it run at the backend. I will go to health rules again. So I will give the condition as a response time. Okay, I'll give the name response time. Okay, monitoring. So I'm just explaining how you can set up the monitoring in case of a real-time environment, right? So then, so I wanted this should be enabled all the time. So I will just simply click on this check mark, and even this rule should be enabled all the time. And use data instead of giving last 30 minutes, I will give the last 2 minutes data so that I can get the alert easily and I can show you. Even violation, after violation also I'll give just 2 minutes. Of course, in case of real time, you can increase according to your need, but just to trigger the alerts or how the alert will work, I'm just giving as much as low it is possible. Okay, so we are done in the overview section. Then we'll go for the affected entities. So as I open this particular health rule inside the application, it is taking our application directly. Suppose if you open from the main page, then you need to select the application information, right? You understood, right? Gone into the particular application, and from that I opened the alert and response. Because of that, it is taking automatically here. Next, select the health rule type. Overall application performance it is taking now. So if you want to modify anything, simply click on this drop down button and you can see the data over here. So many things are available. You can say that business transaction performance related, tire node health related, and then comes advanced network related, servers, DB related, service endpoint, information point. So many things are there, but I am interested in the response time related, right? I'll just go with the first one only, overall application performance. Okay, then I'll go for the next tab, that is critical criteria. So we need to define two things here. One is when it should create a critical alert and when it should create the warning alert. Based on that only it should give the information, right? If it is critical, that is in the red color. If it is a warning, that is in the yellow color, right? So what I will do, I'll simply click on add condition and I'll define the condition over here. Meanwhile, let me go back to my console and I'll refresh this one. By any chance, is this value changed? Last 5 minutes, yeah, it should be changed. Make it as last 15 minutes or last 30 minutes. Yeah, you can see, right? Now the call is 125. In last 30 minutes this website is hit by 125 calls. Okay, still you can say, right, response time is just 1 millisecond, so that's fine. I'll go to health rules and here we can see, right, condition 1. Like that, if you want to add a multiple condition, simply click on add condition and provide the data over here. If you want to add one more, simply select and provide the data over here. And to delete, select it, it will go. You are getting, right? And one more thing, suppose I have added three condition here, and inside that you can set up some conditioning here. You can say that if all of the following conditions are met, or if any of the following condition are met, or if custom combination of following condition are met. So you need to define the condition here depending on your requirement. So on what basis it should trigger an alert. So for now I don't want multiple things here. I'll remove it. It should be always all only, because there is only one condition we are defining, right? So we no need to worry about multiple condition here. Now, if you notice this particular screen, it is just like reading, any English line. You can see, right? Single metric value for a selected metric is greater than something, then create an alert. Like that, if I go to the warning also, we need to simply provide the condition here. So I'm just showing you one more time. Single metric value for a selected metric is greater than given value, for example 3. So then create an alert. So it is not only specific value, here they have given multiple conditions: within baseline, not within baseline, greater than, less than, greater than specific value, less than specific value, and equals to, not equals to. So for this demo, I have taken either specific value greater than or less than. I will take any one of these two. Okay. So of course, in case of real time, you can take examples of baselines as well. Baselines is nothing but, for example, last 30 minutes, how your application is behaving, or last 15 days, how your application is behaving. Based on that, baseline is going to set. Okay. Now what I will do, single metric value, and I'll simply click on select metric. I need to choose the metric name here. Since we are talking about the response time, you can see, right, average response time. So I'm creating the alert for this one only, right, response time. So because of that reason, I will select average response time. Along with that also, there are so many things: calls per minute, end-to-end messages per minute, errors per minute, like whatever you are seeing here, right? Calls per minute, calls, error percentage, everything is available here. So now I'm selecting average response time, then click on select a metric. So as soon as you select, now read it again. Single metric value for the average response time is greater than 3 seconds, then create a critical alert. Like that, if I go to the warning criteria, it will ask whether you want to copy the things from the critical criteria or you want to create by clicking on add condition. Both are going to give the same result. So just I will simply click on copy from the critical criteria. But one thing I will change, instead of giving the greater than 3, I will make it as less than. So average response time is less than, I'll give 2 milliseconds. So if the average response time is less than 2 milliseconds, I want an alert. So what kind of alert I want? Warning. If the response time is greater than 3 milliseconds, then I want a critical alert. So now you can see, right, if I go back to my home screen again, it is giving the value as 1 millisecond. So it means it is matching our second condition, that is warning condition, because it is less than 2 milliseconds we are given here. In the console it is giving 1 millisecond. So we should get a warning alert for this one. If you want a critical alert, then it should be greater than 3. So whatever the response time it is showing, right, it should be greater than 3. Then it will give you the critical alert for you. Then, so trigger only when the violation occur once within the last 2 minutes, or you can choose whatever you want. And evaluation for no data scenario, I'm selecting unknown over here. With this particular screen, we are good. We have selected everything, critical, warning, affected entities, everything is done. I'll simply click on save. So once you click on save, you are able to see that particular information here. Response time monitoring. We are in the alerts and response section, and then health rules. Inside that, we have created one health rule. Okay, so once the health rule is completed, we'll go for the second thing, that is policies. Once alert is triggered, response time monitoring alert is triggered, what is next? It should go into a respective team, right? Usually, or it should create some particular script, or it will call no some APIs. Something should be there, right? After the alert is triggered. So that we are going to do with the help of policies. I will go to this policy section. You can see right here, and I'll create one policy. Either you can go ahead and create a policy manually or from the policy setup wizard. I will select policy setup wizard. I will give it as Rudra Gowda test. Then click on configure email. So leave as it is, no need to change anything over here. If you have any other no SMTP related information, then you can provide that, like SMTP host information, port related information you can provide here. So right now I don't have anything in my lab environment. I am leaving as it is. Then comes send an email to. So here you need to select an email so that it will send an email, test email notification to your email ID. So for example, now I will select one email ID over here. Okay. After selecting the email ID, click on send. You can see it sending the test email, and test email was sent successfully. If you go to your Gmail, you are able to see that particular email. I will show you that also, no worries. But right now click on save, come down and provide the respective email IDs here as well. Enter in an email address to receive these alerts. Again, I will put my email ID here, and I'll click on save. That's it in case of setting up of email notification. Click on OK. So two things we have successfully created over here. One is health rule creation, another one is policies creation. Once that health rule created the alert, with the help of policy, it will send an email to my account. Let me go back to health rules and let's see what exactly happening. Okay, still it is not showing anything over here. Let me go to this particular screen and refresh it once. I think there is no data in last 5 minutes. Because of that it is giving like this. I think last 5 minutes, yeah, no data is present. So what's the next step? Again, I'll go to my PowerShell and I'll hit that website with the help of this particular script, so that I can get the data easily. Since there is no data, right? It is zero everywhere in last 5 minutes. So how it will evaluate, right? That's what it is not showing anything over here. But once you started getting the data in this particular screen, then it will change the status here as well. Then here also it will come into the green state. Just wait for 1 or 2 minutes. You will come to know. Let me refresh it. Okay, now you can see the information over here. Response time is available, calls per minute, everything is started showing here. So meanwhile, I will hit this website one more time. Okay, so that the data will be available and I can get the alert and I can show you the status. Now just observe this particular screen clearly. It is showing in the green check mark. It means everything is good with respect to this particular application. But we are given some condition in case of health rule, like if the response time is less than 1 millisecond, less than 2 milliseconds, we want alert like that, right? So what will happen? It should change its status. Instead of healthy, it should go into the warning state. Then only we can say yes, our health rules are working as expected. So yeah, let me come back to this screen and I'll refresh again. This should be healthy, right? Okay, so it's already giving the data for us. You can see, right, it's already in the yellow color. Why? Because it created the warning alert for us. So because of that, it is giving this information. Where we can check that one? Yeah, let me go back to my previous screen. I'll go to the home screen. You can see, right, I have only one application and the status is yellow here. Let me select that application information. Yeah, so this is the one we were talking about, right? Java related. But one interesting point you are able to see inside the matrix. Health rule violation started. Okay, health rule violation started. So what it means, from where it is captured this information? Yes, from our health rules, whatever we have created, based on that only it created. Let me click on this one. Okay, and this is what it is giving. So just here, health rule violation started warning and summary. What is that name? Rules response time monitoring. That is the one we are given, right? Once that alert triggered, what the Appdynamics next step? It will create an email alert. So you can see, right, one email were sent already. So if you want to know more about this one, select it and then go for the details. Okay, it will give you the complete information for you. In the summary, it will explain the things very properly and detailed manner. You can see it. Appdynamics has detected a problem with the application called My Web App. And which one is causing this issue? Response time monitoring started violating and is now in the warning state. Then all the following conditions were found to be violating. What are those? Condition 1, average response time value is just what we are given the value as 2. It is, since the less, it is creating the alert. And then what is the state of this one? It is in the open state. And it is also going to give the overall violation duration as well. So like that, you are able to see the complete information in your alerting screen itself. And then go to the actions that is executed. You can see, right, what action it has done. It has sent an email for your email ID. So let me open the Gmail and I'll show you whether I received an email or not. Open the new tab, go to Gmail. You can see, right, Appdynamics related alerts are appearing here. First one is testing alert, whatever I have sent, and here you can see the same information what we were getting in case of Appdynamics, right? Same thing. At what time it started and from which application, and what is the health rule it is detected, warning one, right? And what condition it met, everything is available. And apart from that, you might notice one more thing here. You can see, right, Appdynamics has detected a problem with the application My Web App. Response time monitoring started violating and now it is warning. So after that also it started continuously sending an email until this issue will be fixed at the backend. But if you notice in the second screen, it will give the information here. See, Appdynamics has detected a problem with the app name. Response time monitoring continues to violate the warning. So in the first email we received started violating, but in the second email onwards we were receiving continues to violate. So we are getting the continuous email. So because of that, you might have seen here I already received 6 emails here. Why? Because from the time it got triggered to till now, it is keep on sending the information like the issue is there, fix that, issue is there, fix that. Of course you can modify that, like only one time I want an alert, like that also you can set it up, but I'm just showing how the health rules and policies work here. So altogether you learn two things here. Whenever you're dealing with alerting, one is you need to define the health rules, and another one is you need to define the action, what action you should take once the alert got created. Okay, hope you got the understanding. Now the next concept. Now we'll start discussing about dashboard in case of Appdynamics. First of all, what is dashboards? That we need to understand, right? So I'll give a simple definition. Dashboard is nothing but visual screens that shows the application performance. Let me write it down. It's a visual screen that shows the app's performance. App's performance. App performance means what all it includes. That's also important, right? It can be metric data, right? Or it can be graphs or health status and the reports. Okay, so in one place we can monitor our application very easily. We can get the overall health of our application in single screen. So that is the importance of dashboards, right? It's just like a collection of widgets to monitor the application performance in one screen, right? So where you will create the dashboards in case of Appdynamics. As soon as you connect it to the Appdynamics console, if you scroll a little down here, you will find an option called dashboards and reports. You're able to see, right? This is the one I'm talking about. Dashboards and reports. Let me click on that, right? So this particular screen you will get. So I have created one dashboard already. So if you have the multiple dashboards in your environment, everything will be listed out over here. To delete this one, simply select, and here you will find an option called delete. And if you want to modify the existing information, go for the edit option. And then if you want to create one more with the same information like duplicate, for that also they have provided option duplicate. Of course you can share this information to other people as well. We'll talk more about that one, but now we'll start creating a new or a fresh dashboards. To create a new dashboards, simply click on create dashboard option and provide the name here. For example, I'm monitoring the my web app application, right? So I will give the same name here as well, my web app dashboard. Okay, either you can use the grid layout or go for the absolute layout. In case of absolute layout, it will give the option to adjust the screen according to the need. I will go with the first option, that is grid layout, and I'll simply click on OK. As soon as you click on OK, it will go inside that particular dashboard and it will ask for us to add the data over here with the help of widget. Okay, you can see right, add widget. Let me click on that. So here you will get the different widget information like metric data related, health rules, events data related, other options also available here. For example, now I will go with the metric data. Inside that metric data, there are different types: time series graph, pie chart, right, gauge, or the metric value. Okay, so let's start with the metric value first. So I'll click on metric value and then provide the name to this one. I will give response time. So what information you want to capture inside this particular widget, right? Just give the name here. It is just like a heading, right? Then you need to select the metric. Okay, so simply click on metric option. After that, it will come to this particular screen. Here, select the data source. It has taken one application information by default. So I am interested in the my web app related. So I will go to the application and I will choose that one. So with respect to which application you want to create the dashboard, you need to choose that. Or if you want to add the multiple application related information in one dashboard, of course you can do that as well. So I have only one app at this moment, that is my web app. I want to create the dashboard for that only. So I just selected that. How? Click on the drop down button, go to the application. It will list out complete application whatever you have.
Suppose in your environment you have multiple application like 100, 200, 300, then there is a search option. With the help of that you can easily search. Instead of the application, if you are working on the dashboard part with respect to servers, then go for server option. If it is with respect to databases, then go for this option. Okay, so we have selected the data source. Then comes the important part, that is the select a metric category. Click on this drop down, it will give the complete information. So what you want to do, you want to collect the overall application performance, which includes load, response time, number of slow calls, and etc. Or if you want to collect business transaction performance or tire node health. So multiple options are available here. Let's go with the first option, that is response time, because we are creating our first dashboard with respect to response time. So you can select overall application performance, which includes our response time as well. So I'll simply select that one, then go for the selecting particular metric. So here it is showing lot of information, load related, response time related, number of slow calls related, so many things are there, but we want specific to the response time. So that where we can capture, here it is select a metric and then click on this option. So here it will display all the information. You need to select the one which you want. You can see, right, these are the different metrics available at this moment. Average end-to-end latency, average response time, calls per minute, right, errors per minute, so many things were there. Okay, these all metrics are coming under which one? Overall application performance. So we are interested in the average response time, so I'll select that one and simply click on select a metric. You're understanding, right? First I have selected my app. Inside that I have selected the category. In the category there are multiple metrics, but I am interested in the average response time only, so I selected average response time. Instead of average response time, if you want other metric, again you can go here and select the required information like errors per minute or calls per minute. I will show you one more, and I'll for now just click on select metric and finally click on save here. Okay, let me minimize this metric to display. And remaining things I'm not touching anything here like design or double click. If you want to make a modification, of course you can do that. And inside the time range you can select the timing information. For example, show time range means it will show the data here like last 15 minutes it started showing, right? If you don't want, just unselect this one. And on what basis it is selecting the time, that you need to define here. For example, I'll select this one and I will go for the last 5 minutes. So then it will display the data as last 5 minutes here. Otherwise, if you want to give other value here, that you can do like last 30 minutes data I want to see in the response time. See, you started getting the data over here already. So for the last 30 minutes the response time for this particular application is 1 millisecond. That is what the meaning of this one. I'm just repeating, for last 30 minutes, right, the response time for the my web app application, right, for the my web app application it is just 1 millisecond. Like that, if you select last 15 minutes means what is the response time of this particular web app or application for the last 15 minutes. That is how it is. Okay, I'll go ahead and select the last 30 minutes only, so I'm able to see the data over here. For example, if you want to see the data for last 5 minutes also, not in a problem. That website is not hit by anyone, so I'll just open the PowerShell ISE and I'll hit that website. So for last 5 minutes also you started getting the data once this is completed. I mean once this particular script is completed, you can say it request are sending continuously. Okay, let me minimize this one and again I'll choose last 5 minutes or 15 minutes. Let's see anything is displaying. Yeah, you started getting the data. So it means with respect to the response time, adding to the dashboard is done. I'll simply click on save. Once you click on the save, you started getting the data over here. You can see that this is my web app dashboard and you started getting the data for the response time. Like that, if you want to see the calls per minute as well. So what I'm talking is, let me duplicate this tab. Okay, and then I will go to that particular application. Okay, it's loading, right? So I'll go to applications, then I will choose my application information here. Yeah, I have only one, my web app, and you are able to see the calls and calls per minute value here. So let me try to add any one of this one, either calls or calls per minute. So I will go to my dashboard section again and I'll click on add widget, and again I will go for the metric value. Okay, so provide the information here, like I will give simply calls. Okay, calls. Then you need to select the metric, right? We have selected the application. Inside that application, what metric? So that you need to select by using select a metric option. and you can see, right, by default it is taking one here, that is overall application performance. And if you want to, as I said, go for other metric, you can go for other things. For example, if you select the business transaction performance related, it includes lot of sub metrics inside that. It is just in a high level view, business transaction performance. Inside that you will get load related, response time related, slow calls, etc, etc, you are able to see. So again, I will go ahead and click on the first one, that is overall application performance. As I said, it includes multiple metrics, right? We want to select only one which is related to the calls. So how to get that one? Again, click on select a metric and you are able to see the information. I want to see calls per minute. So let me select that and again select a metric and click on save. Okay, here we started getting the data. Calls per minute is 8 here. So again, it is depending on the time range whatever we have selected here. Okay, let me expand that option. Again, I'll click on show time ranges and I will give the value as, okay, let it last 15 minutes only. So for now what I will do, I will run this website again so that I can see the different number here. Instead of 8 calls per minute, it will give something like 20, 50, because I'm hitting the website continuously, right? So once this is done, I will hit that website again here. Okay, okay, it is completed. Let me hit again. So within a minute, I have hit this particular website multiple times, right? So let me do one thing. I will select last 5 minutes so that we can see the big number over here. Yeah, you can see that calls per minute is 24. And finally click on save. Okay, so that's how it works. So let me go back to Appdynamics. You can see that for last 15 minutes, number of calls per minute is 9. That is what we have selected here, right? Calls per minute. So but here we are seeing 24, not in a problem. So let me make it to last 5 minutes again. Let's see, is there anything changed? Yeah, you can see, right, 19 calls per minute. So this is how it is. So I'm just hitting this website continuously, right? So that is connecting my website and it is giving the data like within a minute how many people were connecting. So total calls per minute it basis it is giving. So total call is 76. That is all together in last 5 minutes how many people were hit that website in last 5 minutes. Again, if you select one like per minute value, it is going to give the value as 19, right? So go back to dashboard and we are ready with the response related and calls related data over here. Then again I'll click on add widget and this time I'll go for the health rules and then go for health status. I want to see the status of our applications. For example, I will give app status and then go for the health status. What you want to see? I want to see application related. What application you want to see? All the application or specified one? I want to see all the application whatever available in my Appdynamics and finally click on apply. Okay, and done. Yeah, you are able to see, right, these are the applications I created so far in my Appdynamics and finally click on save. Yeah, you are able to see the data over here, my RM test or my web app Rudragod RM test. So these are the things I have created in my Appdynamics for the monitoring purpose, right? Now again I will click on add widget option and this time I want to see the node status. Okay, in case of real-time environment you will be having the multiple nodes for each application and you want to see the exact status of that, whether it is working properly or not, if there is any issue. So that information you want to see. Okay, so for that reason you need to go into health rules and events, click on health status, then click on the select option, right? Type I want to see the node health. So previously we are done for the application, but now we are very much interested in the nodes part. So select the nodes and then nodes for which one? Yes, I want to see the node status for the my web app. Okay, if you have hundreds of app in your environment, you can choose according to the need. Then expand this one. Do you want to see the status of all the nodes in that particular web app, or you want to see any particular node in that web app? I have only one node here, so either I can go with all option or the second one, that is these specified. It will not going to make any difference here, but in real-time environment you may need to select these things also. Instead of going for all, if you want to see the particular nodes, then go for these specified and select the node information. As I said, I have only one, so it does not make any sense for me. Okay, so again I'll go here and I'll select all and I will finally click on apply and then done. You can see, right, now the status of my node is normal. I have only one, so normal. Suppose in case in your environment or in the real-time environment you have 10 nodes for one application. In that, 3 nodes are in the warning, right, and 7 nodes are in normal. So for warning, you will get the count as 3 over here. That is what the importance of adding the nodes to the dashboard. Okay, again scroll down. You want to make any modification with respect to time range, and then take use of this option. For now, I'll select show time range so that you can see the timing over here. Like, let me select. Okay, yeah, for last 15 minutes it is showing the data. If you want to modify anything, select it and choose the data over here. I will leave as it is, like last 15 minutes, and then I'll click on submit. Right, so you are able to see the node health also. So what are the things we have covered so far? Application response time covered, and then application calls per minute, then what are the total apps in our environment and what is the status of that one, and finally what exactly happening with respect to node. Okay, for my web app application, what is the status of the nodes? That information you are able to see over here. Right, now let's go for some time series. So far we're able to see the exact metric value like 12 or 1, like that information we were getting. Let's try for the time series. Time series means you are going to get the graph there. For example, what happened at the 3 o'clock, 3:10, 3:15. So you're able to see the data in the timely manner. For that, you need to select time series graph. Okay, and then you need to provide the title over here. Before that, let me select the data. For what data I want to see this time series. Okay, let me click on this plus, and I'm talking with respect to particular application called my web app. It has taken automatically. If you want to modify, again step same application and choose that. Then select the particular metric category. So far we have covered about overall application performance. This time I will go ahead and take use of the business transaction performance. Inside that, so many things are there, we need to select any one. Okay, before that, select which business transaction you need to include. Select this drop down button. Then there are different options: all the business transaction within the specified tiers, these specified business transaction, and business transaction matching the following criteria. Let's go ahead and click on third option, that is these specified business transactions. So you need to provide the transaction information manually. I am interested in the rum demo part. You can select this one. I am very much interested. I'll just select this one, then click on the symbol, and you are able to see the selected data over here. So why I have selected rum demo only means, as you already know, I am hitting that particular website only. So I have hosted my uh, website there only, right? Rum demo. So because of that reason I have selected. Once you selected, come down, you need to again select a particular metric here. So click on select a metric. So there are so many things were available: average CPU used, average response time, calls per minute, so many things were there, right? What exactly you want to see in the graph manner for this particular rum demo transaction? I want to see the percentile response time. Okay, we already cover about average response time and calls per minute, right? Like a metric value, single value we are able to see in the dashboard, but this time I will go and take use of the percentile response so that you can get the graph data. So select a metric and then click on save. So once you click on the save, you are able to see the data over here, and finally again click on save, and our data is ready. So like this you can create the beautiful dashboard according to the business need. Right, so once you are ready with your particular dashboard, then if you want to share this one, click on this option and go for share dashboard. Then you are able to see dashboard is successfully shared. If you want to stop that, again go for this option again, then click on stop sharing the dashboard. How you will share that? By using the URL. Copy the shared URL to the clipboard. Once you click that, so it is copied, I mean exact URL for this particular dashboard is copied. Then you can give this one to your customer, whoever want to see the dashboard, right? You can share with them. Once they have opened in their browser, they are able to see the data. And finally we have actions option here. Let me click on that. So with the help of action, you can import the dashboard and you can export the dashboard as well. So if you click on export, so it's going to export. You can see that it is in the .json format. And if you want to make the modification and bring back to this one, not with respect to UI, in case of JSON, I mean in case of that particular file only, yes you can do. And then by using the import option, you can import it back. So just click on import. So it will ask for the file, select it, and finally click on import, so that it will again add it to your dashboard section. And finally you have one more very important option, that is schedule a dashboard as a report. So if you want to schedule this dashboard as a report, like it should go to a respective team on timely manner, or weekly manner, or monthly manner, then in that case this is very much useful. Schedule dashboard as a report. So select that one,
provide the name here, and then how it should send the data. Like inside the repeats you can see hourly, daily, one time, right, weekly, monthly. So many options were there. For example, if you want to send the data for hourly manner, select the hour and repeat like every 1 hour, 2 hour, so when it should start, right? So once everything is done, if you want to provide any expiry date, just give that as well. Finally scroll down and click on next. So what data you want to send, you need to select the dashboard here. So right now I have only one dashboard, my web app dashboard, so that's what it is showing, one here. If there are multiple, it will show the data over here, and then go for next. So we are finally at the last step. Scheduling is done, report data section is done, and finally recipients. So who all want to see this particular data on hourly manner or weekly manner? So like whatever you are scheduling, right? Okay, for now I will add one of the email ID over here, like appdynamicsoutlook.com. And if you want to add multiple email IDs, then simply click on add and choose the email ID information over there. For example, I'll select one more and I'll click on add. You can see, right, two email IDs are selected at this moment. Once you are done with selecting the email IDs, finally click on save. Again, that's what. It is not only like individual person. If you want to provide the team ID, I mean group email ID, that is also possible. Once done, simply click on save. So missing at least one email recipient. Okay, we are providing the recipient information here. Why it is not taking? Custom dashboard. So save. Okay, so report scheduled successfully. I don't know why that error was came earlier. So let me close this one. So we have successfully scheduled the report. This is how you can schedule the report also in case of Appdynamics. So it is a very important and useful feature, right? So we no need to sit and send the report daily. We can take use of this option. We can schedule that one on hourly or daily or weekly manner. Everything will be taken care by Appdynamics itself, right? Hope you are getting the idea, right? How to create the dashboard.
Now let's start understanding the important keywords in case of Appdynamics. Very first keywords we need to understand is tiers and nodes. Okay, these are very much and commonly used in case of Appdynamics. Whenever you are monitoring any application, it could be Java related, right, or .NET related or Python related. So most of the times we'll talk about tiers and node. So what are these meaning? Let me explain that point here. So in Appdynamics, tiers and nodes are a core concept used to represent how your application is structured and where it runs. So these two words are very important, where it is structured and where it is running. So based on that, we are going to define the tiers and nodes. Okay, so I'll explain this concept with an example. Suppose consider you are working in a Zomato company. Okay, let's understand with example of Zomato. What is Zomato? It is a food delivery app that you already know. So where usually we place our order, many teams work at the back end, right, and they will deliver the food to us. First of all, we have an application, right, in our mobile for the Zomato related. So how it works? So Zomato app having the different departments in that. Consider there should be app team. What it will do, it is just like an app in our mobile. It shows your app screen. Then there should be another team called payment team. Okay, payment team or a payment service. What it will do, it will handle all our payments when you are ordering something. For example, you are ordering pizza, right? So there should be a final step, that is payment. So when you do the payment, then only they will deliver the food for you. For that there should be a separate team to manage. Okay, or you can say there is a separate service for that. Like that, there should be a database team or database service. What it will do, whatever the orders we do, that record should be present somewhere in the Zomato app. So for that reason, we need to use the database service. Maybe in future that will be very helpful for analysis purpose. Which one is ordered most of the time, and at what time the high ordering is happening. So we can do that kind of thing, right, with the help of database team. Finally, there should be one more team called delivery team. What delivery team will do? Delivery team is very simple. It will assign the deliveries to the partner. So this is how usually Zomato app works. Okay, so how we can connect this one with our Appdynamics? So app team or app service, okay, this is one tier. Payment service, this is another tier. Database service, this is third tier. And delivery related, fourth tier. So there are total four tiers present in case of Zomato. And each tier might have multiple nodes. For example, when you are talking about payment team or a payment service, so to handle all the load properly, payment service might use 10 servers to properly manage the load, or 15 servers to manage the database. So these 15 databases means individual database, we call it as a node. So all 15 nodes together as a logical layer, we call it as a tier. So that when you are looking into the tier level, you can understand where exactly issue. For example, suppose if you get an alert like performance issue, there is a high CPU, something like that. So you no need to go into each server and check. Instead of that, you can open the tier information in your Appdynamics. It will clearly tell, okay, this is the tier name. For example, payment service is the tier name. Inside that there are 10 servers, and specifically 7 server is having some CPU issue or memory issue or something else, so that you can easily fix that. So that is what the importance of tier and nodes in the Appdynamics. So let's understand the definition. A tier represents a logical layer of application. So like a front end, back end, and database. That's what I said. Payment related service, database related, or delivery related. So just remember the Zomato app so that it will be easy for you. So in simple word, a group of machines or a service performing the same role. So this is very important. They should do the same role. Then only we can put, or then only we can add that information into one tier. Hope you are getting my point, right? Okay, let me show you with another diagrammatical representation here. For example, suppose you are handling or you are using the e-commerce app. In that, at the back end, there should be a web tier, app tier, and DB tier. Web tier means what it will do? It will do the website UI. Like if you are opening that particular website in our laptop, so that should be a web tier. That is managed by at the back end 5 servers. So all 5 servers goes to web tier. Like that, there should be a DB tier. What is DB tier? It will store all the information, like whatever the transaction we do, or how much time it is taking, or whatever the order we do, right? Everything will be stored somewhere in the database. For example, to manage all this information, we have 15 servers. So DB tier contains 15 servers, means 15 nodes are there. Like that it is. Okay. See, definition of node. A node is a single server or a container or a JVM inside a tier. First one, you consider this box as a tier. Inside this tier, we'll have the nodes. Very simple. You can understand in this way. One running instant of your application. In a short way, we call it. Consider web tier, and this tier might have node 1, node 2, node 3. So altogether, we can call it as a web tier. Like that it is. So here, so overall picture we are giving tier and node. Suppose again here I will take Zomato app only. Okay, Zomato app have web tier, app tier, and database tier. Web tier managed by 2 nodes, app tier managed by 3 nodes, and DB tier managed by 1 node. Nodes are nothing but servers, you can see. Okay, this all together makes our Zomato app successful because we added that information into our Appdynamics. Our Appdynamics keep an eye on this completely. What exactly happening in web tier or app tier or API tier or database tier. That is how it is. Okay, hope you got the understanding about tiers and nodes in case of Appdynamics. Okay. Fine. So now we'll talk about a few of the important keywords again in case of Appdynamics. For example, when you are doing the RUM, that is real user monitoring, so it measure few metrics. So we need to understand what are those and what is the importance of that one to monitor in case of Appdynamics. So very first is end user response time. Okay, end user response time. First of all, what is end user? Like who is the end user? So that we need to understand. Okay, so consider again our Zomato only so that it will be easy to clarify all the concept. So in case of Zomato, you are sitting in your home and you are ordering your food with the help of mobile. So you are the end user. Okay, you are the end user, not the Zomato developers, not the Zomato servers. They are not the end users. End users are actually you guys who are using the mobile or the laptop to book order. Okay, to book biryani from the Zomato app. So end users are nothing but the actual person using the app or website. Okay, the actual person, right, using app or website is called end user. Okay, so how much time they are taking to see that information on their mobile, that we can call it as a end user response time. Okay, so let me explain so that it will be easy for you guys, right? Now I will take an example of biryani. You open the Zomato app and you search the biryani. Okay, now you can start your stopwatch. So the moment when you press enter, so what it will do, that request will go to Zomato server. That request will go to Zomato server. Then server finds all the biryani restaurants and send that data back to your phone. Okay, send that data back to your phone. So then your phone will download all the images, prices, everything, and page will fully appear on your screen. So it's not like as soon as it search, it will send everything. It's not like that. It will take some time to load it on your page to download or to see the images. You have noticed that one, right? When it is opened completely on your screen, right? Then you can stop your stopwatch. Okay, that total stopwatch time we call it as a end user response time. So we have started our stopwatch here, means at the time of searching, and we have stopped when we got the exact details. So this is what end user response time. The total stopwatch time in this example we are calling as end user response time, right? Next, first byte time, server response time. First byte time. What it means? Again, you are sitting in your home and you ordered a biryani from the Zomato app. So that information will first go to a Zomato server. Okay, Zomato server will view the request whatever you have sent and analyze it, and it will send back the information to you, right? So whatever the data it will send, whatever the byte it will send for the first time, that we call it as a first byte. Okay, first we'll send the request and then server will analyze that one and it will give back the result. So the data whatever the first byte we received, right, that is the first byte time. Also call it as a TTFB, time to first byte, right? First data received from the server we call it as first byte time. You are getting right? Next, DOM ready time. What is DOM? Document Object Model. So altogether we call it as a DOM. So what it means, what it measures? It measures the time taken for the HTML to load and browser to build the page structure. So whatever the code we written at the backend, right? So HTML is very important to show the data to us, right? Let me write it down. DOM. What it means? Document Object Model. Right. Imagine you are building in a home. Okay. Imagine you are building in a home. So, so before building the home, what are the things you will do? You will create one blueprint, right? You will create one blueprint before construction starts. An architecture makes a blueprint. So in blueprint, what it says? In blueprint, what it says door should be here, then windows should be here, and kitchen should be in this particular corner, and bedroom should be here. Like that, there should be a proper architecture, right, which is given by the architect. So that we call it as a blueprint. In case of this web technology, this particular blueprint we call it as a DOM, document object model. Means, so every website whatever we build, they will use the HTML, right? They will use the language called HTML, hypertext markup language. Like it will be displayed welcome to Zomato. So it will display the biryani images, and there also one more option called order now. So everything will be written in the HTML language. So this HTML file is just a text file with the instructions. When your browser read this file, it creates a live blueprint in the memory. It will create a live blueprint in the memory, that we call it as a DOM. Or in simple way, you can understand browser's understanding of the page structure. So what is DOM? Browser understanding of the page structure is known as DOM. You are getting right? Now it's clear for you, I think. DOM is nothing but just like in a blueprint you can remember. So when server runs, right? When server or a browser runs, so that will understand the HTML language in its own way. That is DOM. Next one is AJX calls asynchronous request. We can call it as a synchronous request. What it means? Modern apps load the data dynamically using the AJX or fetch APIs. So RUM can tracks API response time, failed calls, and slow backend endpoints with the help of this one. Next one is JavaScript error. Like RUM captures the browser errors, na, that we call it as a JavaScript error. Then HTTP errors like 4 series and 5 series errors also will get. Right? RUM is capture all this also like 400 series related, 500 series related errors. Okay. Next, here I will show you how the structure works when you are requesting, right, from the Zomato app to book an order to order a biryani. How exactly works? So at the back end I'm talking. So first you will click on the link, or if you type something, so it will send that information to server. Then it will send the information back to the uh, end user person. So that is second step. After that, DOM ready. So that conversion happen from HTML to the actual browser understanding code. Then you are able to see all the data in your mobile or a laptop. That we call it as page load. When complete load done, right, that we call it as a page load. Then with that one, like whatever it is displayed, right, with that we will interact. Then what is XML file? While explaining the RUM or a Java application related, right, I have used the XML file. So what is XML file? XML is nothing but extensible markup language, that is a full form. It is used to store the configuration and structured data in the readable format. So it is used to store the configuration and structured data in the readable format, right? Then along with XML, I have created one more file called ASPX. So what is ASPX file? ASPX file is a web page in the ASP.NET, similar to HTML in our normal website or JSP in your web apps. So ASPX is a .NET related web page. Okay. Here the complete view we are given. User opens ASPX page, then ASP.NET Server process it, and finally Appdynamics agent read that XML file, and our Appdynamics agent injects the RUM JavaScript into the .aspx response. Then browser send that performance data to Appdynamics. This is how one by one it covers the point. Okay. So why I explain this point means, suppose in your interview they may ask, how did you enable the RUM in ASP.NET application? So your answer should be, we updated the web config XML file to the enabled JavaScript injection. So AppDynamics could inject the JavaScript into the ASPX pages and capture the real user performance. So very important. Okay. So these are the few important keywords we need to understand in case of AppDynamics. Hope you got the understanding now. With this, we have completed almost all topics, whatever is required for our Appdynamics. So let me open the notepad and I will tell you what are the topics we have covered. So first one, we learned about machine agent related. Then we learned about Java agent. Then comes .NET agent. After that, we learned about database agent instrumentation part. Then we learned about health rules, and after that we learned about dashboards. So these are the very important topics we learned in case of Appdynamics. If you understand these basic steps or whatever the things I have discussed completely in this video, if you know this concept very well, then you can handle the things very easily, whatever the environment and whatever the complexity it would be. So this is the fundamental. So if you understood this much, so then remaining steps are very easy, you can easily handle, as no you get to know more in things in case of Appdynamics, but this is the fundamental for us. Okay, hope you understood all the concept whatever I discussed so far. And of course, if you have visited my channel for the first time and if you watched this video completely, means you liked my content, so please subscribe our channel and also click on the bell icon for the future notification. And of course, important point, share the this particular video or whatever other videos I have made, right, on Dynatrace or Datadog. So those all are related to the application performance monitoring only. So whoever interested, kindly share these videos with them, so let them get the benefit out of it.
and if there are any groups, kindly share into that as well. With this, we are concluding the Appdynamics tutorial. So thank you so much for watching till the end, and bye for now.